Oh, hello and welcome to What Are We Talking About, Jamie Jakes. I am him, and we are doing an impromptu live watch party of Thursday Night Football. We weren't going to do it. Honestly, Miles texted me about 20 minutes ago, and he said, "Are you live?" I said, "No." He said, "Do you want to be?" I said, "Yes," because it is pretty boring watching this game. A lot of people have been talking a lot of trash about Al Michaels and this whole announcing crew. And honestly, we've been live so much that I haven't really listened to them too often. Now I'm kind of getting it. It's not great. Two people I have a lot of respect for, but either way, glad to be live with all of you today. As soon as I get Miles on, I will start sending out the link that we are live.
Let's go.
So people might want to join us.
For sure. Oh, you have a squeaky toy? No, you don't. You're good.
Sounds like they can hear us. We are live. We are taking pictures here. If you are just joining us, we do have a live scoreboard. We are on commercial right now. Sador Sanders and his father, Dion, on the commercial as we load up these messages. Where'd you come from, Miles?
The Fairmont Hotel in Dallas.
Were you had a gig there?
Yeah, working an event. Really more of a setup day than anything. Setting up in the ballroom for an event that we're doing tomorrow morning. It'll be a good time.
What's the event?
It's a charity event for a prominent business down here. The names eludes me, but
I thought you were just being discreet. Yeah,
I know. I probably shouldn't have worn the logo of my company on them, but it's whatever. It doesn't matter. I won't talk about doing too many drugs or getting too drunk or gambling degeneratively.
You'll just do that every other podcast?
Yeah, just tune in. I feel like getting canceled is the best way to make it in today's entertainment field. So realistically,
work for Shane Gillis.
Set me up for some racist stuff, dude. We're gonna pop off today in the comments.
I'll tee you up if I feel like I need to. Start talking shit about Will Levis or something.
Yeah.
People who like mayonnaise.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems more of a Miracle Whip guy.
Well, he was documented eating mayonnaise out of coffee.
Oh.
That was like a big
I thought you were just referencing the fact that he's a white guy, which I'm honestly assuming. I've never seen a picture of this person before.
No.
I've only seen his stat line.
Well, for the record, he did play well yesterday. I do have a tasty little bet on him to throw 2 picks and to throw 3 picks or more on this game.
You mentioned that on our betting podcast.
Yeah.
You feel like he has a high threshold for turnovers tonight.
Yeah. Honestly, looked great in his first drive. The Pittsburgh Steelers, to catch you up, Miles, as he was just getting here, drove all the way down the field, nice long drive, punched it into the end zone. And then the Titans had a nice long drive, stalled out, having to do with a big sack in the red zone. They kick a field goal to make it less than a 1-score game.
I'm glad I came because we got news that we got season 2 of Invincible tonight.
What the hell's that? Dude,
check out Invincible on Amazon Prime. It's a comic book series that does not take place in the Marvel or the DC world. It's an independent story. It's got insanely big name talent doing the voice acting. And it's just a really great story. 8 episodes of season 1 on Amazon Prime. And there's a 1-hour mini movie that takes a side character in between the seasons. And then, as we just saw the graphics, season 2 drops tonight. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow.
What streaming platform is that on?
Amazon Prime. The same one that we're watching Prime Vision in.
That makes sense. They
actually do the same thing with the superhero powers. They'll draw it out and show you the statistics of how well they work when Taylor Swift is in attendance.
Do they give you a percentage chance of the guy getting out alive or whatever?
Yeah, 100%. And then they'll break it down, be and this week they're fighting in Germany, so you have to account for the lag. It's a very good show.
TJ Watt got held on the play, apparently. And we got an offensive lineman down on the field. It'll be 1st and 19 after the holding call.
I really hope, partially because I'm a fantasy manager and partially just because I like the guy and I want to see him succeed. I want to see DeAndre Hopkins connect with this quarterback. I want to see that was not a fluke last week. I'd like to see him get a little bit more action because he's been very disappointing. That classic, he's turned 30, and a lot of people like just kind of have like
wrote him off.
Like he doesn't exist in the NFL anymore. It's like a woman for dating Leonardo DiCaprio. Hits 30, and we just don't even see you anymore. Doesn't matter how many parties you finger my booty hole at.
Leonardo DiCaprio runs through or kicks off 30-year-olds just like they're running backs in the NFL. You're right, Miles.
That's it, dude.
That's pretty astute of you. Derrick Henry lined up in I formation behind Will Levis. The handoff goes to him. He cuts it up to the right, and he's gonna get probably all of those holding yards back. About a gain of 10. Another flag on the play.
But there's another flag on the play.
Yeah, I was a big proponent that DeAndre Hopkins did not lose a step this offseason or last season. There were some real analysts that people, I guess, respect who said that he had lost a step and he wasn't what he used to be. I'm like, maybe he's not what he used to be, but he's still an elite receiver.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of athletes that are S class that go to A+ class, and people want to write them off, and it's like, bro,
yeah,
they're still killing it.
Yeah. He didn't drop down 3 tiers. He dropped down 1 tier. Well said, Miles Francis. It looks like TJ Watt was held again on that play, so they were going to start it back again in 1st and 23.
Not in good field position at all.
Will Levis alone in the backfield. This is, makes me feel really good about this is going to be a screen. Nope, it's downfield.
He's going downfield.
And he got him.
And he gets the first down. Is there a flag?
DeAndre Hopkins.
We were just talking about that, dude.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
Bro.
Uh-oh. Who's that?
Down player again.
Down on the field. Pittsburg Steeler. I can't quite see exactly who it is.
This is where you need that third man, maybe fourth man with a laptop.
The spotter.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You called it on previous episodes.
Yeah. It looked like it's Holcomb. Yeah. It's Cole Holcomb. I was like, the way his number looked, it looked like it was 53. I was like, I don't think there's a 53 on the roster. There's not. I was trying to figure out who it was. But yeah, ideally, the way we run this is we have a Caleb B. Davis on camera or off camera with a laptop spotting. He's got an ear to the broadcast, and then he is in our ear relaying us information.
It's funny. Last time we did this, I took notes and I forgot to send them to you. I had ideas. that was one of them. Yeah. I feel like Caleb needs to get set up with his own little booth.
And he could even do it remote.
I think either remote or on site. Either way, though, I think he just needs a booth. And I think it'd be dope from editing standpoint, just cut to his booth, regardless if it's literally at that bar, or if it's at his house or whatever. Yeah, we can cut cameras. I think the software that I have allows us to have multiple cameras. Nice. And depending on where they are, they can insert themselves remotely as well. It gets a little bit tricky communication wise, but we just have to basically get on a group call. We got up to 10 people on the phone at the same time is how I would do it if we did this professionally. Probably not going to happen until I can pay Caleb to do that because it's a lot of work on his behalf. At a certain point, it becomes you're giving somebody an internship. Yeah, and he doesn't get anything immediately out of it. But that is probably going to happen within the next 2 to 3 years. If I had to guess, get an actual paid producer. Probably would be Caleb B. Davis if he would take the position. Feels like that'd be his evolution from amateur producer to pro producer when he starts making a paycheck. Yeah. How demanding is your dog, dude? He just literally threw this in my face. Dude. He loves doing it at night, and he loves to do it when we're live and streaming or whenever. Yeah, you're a little attention whore, aren't you? Yeah. As soon as he sees me start talking to a camera, he gets right in my face. Well, he knows you're distracted. Yeah. Or if I this is Boston, my dog, by the way, for those of you watching for the first time. In case you're confused, talking about his girlfriend. No, he will take that gross toy. I'll be laying down on the couch, and he'll take that gross toy and put it right on your face and just sit there and stare at you. Aren't you gonna throw it, you stupid bitch? Yeah. Don't you know how this game works, idiot? No. He is a ball of energy, and sometimes I do forget about it. Sometimes I kind of take it for granted. Ooh,
Holcomb
He's all the way getting
carted off the field.
Hey, how do you feel about that? I think it was this week. It may have been last week. I may be a week late on this, but it was, I want to say Hawkinson on the Vikings. I could be wrong on that, but for sure, one of the coaches, basically they needed some extra time to do something, and you could like literally see the coach being like, take a fall.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was Hawkinson just like went down and like grabbed his knee. Like, is that something that the NFL needs to be looking out for? Is that
I think they are actively kind of talking about it. They did make it so that if it happens like within the 2-minute warning, there is either a runoff or you lose a timeout for it. So they are making an effort to mitigate that. Looks like somebody jumped offside
on Tennessee.
Oh boy.
That's not what your quarterback needs. When you have a young rookie quarterback in a big game trying to handle a pressure situation that he's not used to, that is not the type of thing your veteran, team needs to be doing, your squad needs to be doing. And I think penalties just kill teams in general, it seems like.
Nick Westbrook-Ikhine was the man who jumped off sides, wide receiver, lined up as a tight end. Yeah, and I think they're maybe potentially getting used to Will Levis, the new rookie quarterback's cadence. That is definitely a thing that the team has to get used to. And
did he get it off?
Yeah, he dumped it up over the middle to Kyle Phillips.
I did not think he got the throw off. I thought he was about to take that sack. What a throw.
And that'll take us to the first quarter. Kyle Phillips, interesting player, was very promising in his first game, played as a rookie and got injured basically for the whole year, came back, has been dealing with injuries again and again. He looks good in practice. He just hasn't gotten the opportunity in games yet. So interesting to see him get involved here early. Let's see if the new quarterback can produce a little bit better than Ryan Tannehill has. I think maybe what we're seeing now is just Ryan Tannehill's totally washed, and Will Levis, who is, promising, young, up-and-coming quarterback, can operate this offense that has Derrick Henry and a decent offensive line and DeAndre Hopkins and Treylon Burks. Like, how hard could it be, Miles Francis, to run this offense, right?
I mean, there are teams that have so much talent that I do wonder if my dumbass going to get out there with a clipboard and be like, hey, do that thing you do where the ball goes in your hands and you go that way. Like it seems like the plan for some teams.
I don't mean to disparage the man by saying this because he's said as much. Jim Schwartz and what he's done for the Cleveland Browns defense just turned it into absolute, from dog shit to incredible. And it never made sense why they sucked. Like, they had injuries, but what defense doesn't have injuries? And even with Myles Garrett, it was always an issue. I taught Miles everything he knows. Ryan Perio, shout out to him.
He's right.
Yeah.
We watched a lot of football together back in the Dave and Buster's football watch party days.
I should ask him to be on the show. I always feel weird asking him for things because I respect him so much.
Sure, yeah. I think sometimes people forget in the comedy world that they're yes, a lot of comics have like prestige and like they get places or whatever, but like they're also just dudes.
Yeah.
Or people that are just down to do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to have him on if he is listening, for the record. Him and I have bantered back and forth on Facebook about sports as well. So it's not like I don't know that he doesn't know ball. But
Ryan knows a lot about football for sure.
Yeah. Does he put out his own football content, or is that just more like short stuff on online that I'm seeing?
To be honest, you already seem to know more about that than I do. I've had a lot of conversations about football with Ryan because him and I used to host watch parties together at Dave & Buster's. They were a super great time. Had a really a blast doing those with him. We do things like have various games for both adults and kids. We did stuff where we give like gift cards out to people who are having like exceptionally high or exceptionally bad fantasy football days. We did a lot of stuff just to like interact with the crowd as much as possible. And it's Dave & Buster's, so you've got like all the games going on every screen. It was a great time. We talked a lot of football over the course of that year.
That does sound absolutely amazing. I would love to do that at a bar.
I wish that Dave & Buster's had still kept it going, but they unfortunately did not find enough success with that experiment.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a great model in the right environment, and I think that Dave & Buster's just was. I should probably not disparage a giant corporation on your podcast, but I think they're a great company. I love Dave & Buster's personally. I'm a fan. I go there and I enjoy gaming, and they're honestly through the working there, I got to try a lot of their food for free. Their food is underrated. He does take that sack. Highsmith
on the sack. Yeah, that feels like more of like a Longhorns Ice House thing, like a watch party like that.
Yes, I think 100%. And especially, with Dave & Buster's, we had to cater to kids and adults. I think if we could cater that one direction or the other, specifically adults, and really specifically fantasy football players. I think that if you really targeted it to football fans and fantasy fans, and we had contests and prizes and things like that going for things like, all right, who has somebody that they drafted in the first round that has scored less than 5 points today?
Yeah.
You get like a gift card for that.
Will Levis drops back again in the shotgun, tosses it up, and that's probably DeAndre Hopkins.
That looked like one of your interceptions right there for a second, dude.
Yeah.
24 is upset about it.
Tosses it up to DeAndre. He was calling for a flag. Did not get it. And that's going to be 4th and 8. I would love to see that replay. If Amazon Prime, here it is, would like to show it to us. Porter Jr. on the coverage. I like the no call there. It didn't seem like incidental contact. Porter was keeping his hands down. He was just kind of running along with DeAndre. But yeah, that's what you want to see out of Will Levis. Go put a ball up for DeAndre. Worst case scenario, it falls incomplete. Best case scenario, that's a first down and a gain of 40 on the play, right?
I did not realize until just now that I am both playing against DeAndre Hopkins this week. That's always exciting.
I didn't check to see who I'm playing against. I am starting him in one league, in my Dynasty League, who I acquired him and Alexander Madison for a first-round draft pick this upcoming season. I'm currently in first place, so hopefully that draft pick will end up being a 1.12 or 1.11 by when it's all said and done. But yeah, I felt like DeAndre, worst case scenario, still has 2 years left of elite performance. And that's why I traded a first round draft pick for him and Alexander Madison, who I felt like has a pretty solid avenue to having, 2 years of opportunities. Hasn't turned into much yet. But
it's still early for him.
I don't think it's necessarily his fault either. He's, like you said, he's still young.
There's a lot of players, I think, that are highly successful potential that they're not given the right opportunities yet.
Yeah. Najee Harris back in the shotgun with Kenny Pickett. The handoff does go to him to the left-hand side. He gets a gain of 2 on the play. Talk about a guy who's had a disappointing season.
Bro, he was like the number one name pun for fantasy football a year ago. And that's how you can tell how really good a player is based on the amount of puns being made by team names.
Yeah, that's just Steelers fans in general. And they didn't have much else to get excited about. So, and Najee's a good punny name too. But
I feel like my favorite, personally, just as a fan of TMNT, was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something like that. But it was a lot of fun played with his name.
So Najee goes into motion there. Play already happened. It is 13:20 on the clock, 30 on the play clock, 29-28. If you're trying to sync up with us at home. Najee goes into motion there. Kenny Pickett throws it up over the middle. Really honestly, ill-advised throw. Could have been tipped up and intercepted pretty easily. Matt Canada on the sideline for this game. That's going to help. And since the first drive, the Steelers have not gotten much going whatsoever. But neither have the Titans after their first drive.
I just so happen to have the notes here. I remember taking a picture. You leaned on our sports betting podcast. You leaned for the Titans money line on this one, and James recommended it. Which James recommending it usually is a good vibe for feeling confident about making the right decision.
NFL insider James, exclusive insider to What Are We Talking About show with Jamie Jakes. Oof. Yeah, another kind of attempted interception by Kenny Pickett there. Punt is up and punt is away. The returner is deep. He's going to catch it from the 20-yard line. Advances it to the 25.
Oh.
Makes a man miss.
Just about has a window. But I think he had another like 7 tops, honestly. So not
Tripped
a big
up by
trip.
his shoelace. But what were we talking about before that?
Moneyline, Tennessee Titans. That was
yes.
the lean/bet recommendation. Myself and Paxton stayed off of it, and I don't write down Anthony's suggestions because they're terrible.
NFL insider James from our podcast recommended Tennessee Titans money line. I think it was at like plus 140 or something, whatever it was. I took a peek at it, but I really
You're way on the Seattle Seahawks. That has you horny or something.
Yeah, people still do not. I was listening to my gambling podcast today with the people I respect, and a lot of them are not high on the Seahawks, and a lot of them are. The reason I think they're not high on the Seahawks is those same people are not high on the Lions, so they don't see that win in Detroit as incredible as I do. So for that reason, they have the Seahawks a little bit farther down on their power ratings. But yeah, that's just a pure power rating pick for me. 6 points for the Seahawks against any team. I don't care what team it is. Just doesn't make sense to me. And that's not to say that the Ravens are, I think the Ravens are a top 5 team, maybe top 3 team right now. I just think the Seahawks are like a top 8 team right now pretty easily. I don't think you could.
I feel like this year has been like, for me, I've watched football more the last 3 years than I have in a decade. And I feel like this year, more than the last 2 for sure, there's just been an inconsistency factor where there isn't just like a team that goes out. I feel like 3 years ago, the Chiefs went out there and you just knew they were the best. Like there wasn't even they're obviously the best team. And they never showed weakness. And I feel like on every team so far this year, even the best teams that we talk about consistently, including the Lions, who I think are having a wonderful year, including the Miami Dolphins, who I think have the best coach on the planet. They have shown at least one instance or one game where they just really did not have it together.
You really like McDaniel.
I do. I'm a big. Every time I see more of him, I'm a bigger and bigger.
Me
fan.
too. The first time I saw him, he was interviewed by the Pat McAfee show when he was basically when he was just hired, and I thought he was such a doofus. But once I started to get his sense of humor, I'm like, oh, this guy's fucking hilarious.
He's hilarious, and I respect that out of him.
Yeah.
I honestly, what I think more than anything, I like about him is what I've seen. Is just what I would describe as a chill factor, and that even when things are going really bad, and I played football in high school and whatnot, coaches love to scream and yell and get hot and blame stupid shit for stupid stuff, and he's always just like, oh man, shit went bad, that sucks, let's not try to do that again. And then it seems like the rest of the players too is like, oh fuck, I fucked up, that sucks, I should just not try to do that again. And it no one ever gets hot and riled, and maybe that'll become a weakness at some point because maybe you need that at a certain level. But I think having that cool
Will Levis deep again to DeAndre
first down
Hopkins.
to DeAndre Hopkins,
I can't even
stays in bounds, spins around, breaks 2 tackles there.
I couldn't even see his number from where we are. We're watching Prime Vision today on the Thursday night stream, but you can just tell by the way he moves. That was DeAndre Hopkins. He just moves like the Predator from Alien versus Predator,
For sure. Last thing on McDaniel, if you've seen Cat Williams' comedy special where he talks about how weed is essentially just having fuck it in your system, that's what I get from McDaniels. He's just it's going good, he's going bad, fuck it. It's going to go good and bad again in the future. Let's just keep doing the best that we can do every day. And I think that trickles down through his team in a really refreshing way.
Derrick Henry, gain of 3 or 4 on the play. They kind of Titans offensive lineman down. Doesn't look good. Oh, no.
We popped right back up.
Okay, he got up. He just got stepped on or something. That probably hurt really bad.
Dude, these are 300-plus pound men just standing on each other a lot of times. It's wild to think about.
Back on the knee.
Sometimes I look at the piles that they come out of, and I'm like, why are there not injuries?
Will Levis, 6 of 9 for 69 yards.
Nice. Twice.
All right, we got our clip already. It's literally all we need. Wonder if Twitter is. That's a pretty nice stat line.
That is a great stat line, dude.
It's one of the nicest stat lines I've ever seen.
I don't know if they get nicer. Let's see, 69 yards, 6-9 for 69 yards on June 9th.
Yeah, and 6 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
There you go. Oof. I don't know if that one's so nice. I don't know how I feel about if I did pick him up on fantasy. That's a lot of ups and downs.
It sure is. Derrick Henry.
Maybe
again.
if you inverted it.
Oh, and he's going to get hit and he's going to go down. Oh, and he fumbled it.
Ball out.
They're going to call him down on contact. So he just got a sack, so he's pumped. Why wouldn't you be? It's got to be so frustrating being a defensive lineman and, like, earning a sack and then just not getting credit for it just because, like, the quarterback threw the ball away, intentional grounding or whatever. That would piss me off so bad.
Boom. Perrio's down for a future. He's out tonight, but
Sweet.
We'll get Ryan Perio on here. We'll open up a whole new spectrum of sports talk for this podcast.
Well, that's what's mean.
He's autistic as fuck.
Oh. So I thought you meant. Uh-oh. Wow, what a ball to Westbrook Akine. I thought for sure that was his first interception.
He hasn't thrown one yet, bro.
Will Levis is looking incredible. Look at
It's
this.
shocking, dude.
Look at this. Look at the spot he found in the zone here. He just shot that hole.
Oof. Dude, and like the poise, honestly, like you remember the commercial they had before the dog killer was shamed?
Michael Vick?
Yes. You remember the Michael Vick Experience commercial that they came out with? Did you ever see that?
No.
Dude. Okay, we're gonna have to put that up on halftime. I'll show it to you. But basically, the gist of this commercial is this was pre his disgrace, right?
Okay.
And they cut it pretty early because of that reason. But you're like, there's like the commercial is like there's somebody waiting in line for this like amusement park ride, and it's the Michael Vick Experience, and they put you in like what like looks like a roller coaster harness, and then like the next thing you know, you're back behind a center taking a snap, and there's like big huge dudes trying to tackle you, and you're running all over the field, and it's like dragging you around like a roller coaster ride. Super cool commercial, creative as hell, perfect for the type of player he was. But like every time I remember just like the absolute terror when you like first end up and you just see like 4 300-pound men just like like anger, bull rage in their eyes coming right at you.
Derrick Henry behind Will Levis. Okonkwo goes in motion. Filling in as a fullback in front of Henry. Pitch to him to the left.
Ball moving left.
Not much room to work with. Steelers close it up pretty quickly. Gain of 3.5 on the play for Derrick Henry. I think the Titans have already got a couple of offensive linemen. If Mike Vrabel's facial expressions are telling any sort of story.
Players this season.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I know nothing about the Titans head coach. I literally, like, I couldn't identify him in a lineup.
He's done a great job with what he's had over the past several years. The Tennessee Titans never seem to have a great roster. Always seems to put wins together.
What's his history? Where does he come from?
I don't know. Will
Will's
Levis
back.
hands off the ball. Derrick Henry run up the middle again, gain another 4 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and short after those 2 decent runs.
Those facial expressions are kind of fire.
I think he's really worried about his offensive lineman. That's who he's talking to right now. He's talking to offensive line coach. Get an update to see what he can and can't do. Yeah, this is a great head coach battle between Braves. Derrick Henry opening the flat. Will Levis looks right at him. Well, that's DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins one more time for another first down.
Nice. Lined up.
Is his toe bothering him?
No, he's fine.
He's been out. He's been on my questionable list all week because of that toe.
He's fine. He never practices anyway. Doesn't
Talking about practice, dude.
Well, not a game. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins lined up to the left of Levis on that play as a running back. That's why I thought he was Derrick Henry. Did you go pee upstairs? Did you pee on the carpet upstairs?
You're supposed to pee outside, yeah. But yeah, you have been gone for a suspicious amount of time.
Yeah, I don't know that.
It just sucks he just got tripped up there, and you can see the frustration.
He might have just got hit in the nuts by that
ball
punch. Yeah. Literal ball punch. Will Levis dealing right now, by the way. Derrick Henry in the shotgun to his left side. Traylon Burks at the bottom of your screen. Snap is away. Handoff is to Derrick Henry. He has some
That's gonna
space,
get a first.
and he breaks a handful of tackles.
Yeah.
First down on the play. Great run by Derrick Henry. He's looking like he's really coming alive.
There's been a lot of buzz about him in fantasy in terms of like, should you hold on to him? Should you sell him? Should you keep him?
It almost felt like Vrabel knew he was getting older, and he's got this Tajee Spears character. And because of that, he kind of did some load management earlier on in the season. And now that they're about halfway through, they're like, all right, let's ride Derrick Henry. They're 3-4. They're probably still in the hunt as far as their heads are concerned. Derrick Henry gets another handoff, and he's going to,
shy.
Almost break a
through.
tackle down to the 4-yard line. And when you're a running back and just take over like Derrick Henry's taking over right now, that makes it really easy for your rookie quarterback playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
For sure.
At Pittsburgh, too. Right? I don't know if I didn't hear any Fire Canada chants yet. I think they usually save those for the end of the game after they win, which is hilarious. Hopkins man coverage alone on the top of the screen.
That could be good for me and bad for me all in one swift play.
And Will Levis has the ball, and he decides to tuck it.
Open there. He had him wide open.
He literally had one read to make on that play, and he did not take it. He wanted to run that ball.
Weirdly enough, he seems to like throwing to Hopkins when he has 3 men on him as opposed to 1.
Yeah, let's see. Let's maybe not judge him. It really felt like Hopkins was wide open on this play.
He got the break there. You know what? To be fair, there was 2 guys there that kind of were almost spy-like, like looking like
this angle will be able to tell us. That would have been a tough throw.
That's a lot of window to
Yeah, he would have had to put it really high.
Yeah.
Okay, they're just going to try and punch the ball in here. Bunch formation, 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line.
No push. No tush.
Oh!
Is he going to get it? He's going to get it.
And he got it. Wow. And they send a tackle. They bring an extra lineman on the field. They send the tackle in motion. He totally whiffs on the block. It didn't matter because Derrick Henry was able to maintain his feet. 11 plays, 73 yards, 6-minute, 26-second scoring drive led by Derrick Henry and the rookie.
Yep.
He's clearly
clear as day.
And the rookie quarterback, Will Levis, who
Takes the lead.
I am an admitted Will Levis hater. Never believed in Will Levis coming out of college. I thought he was totally overblown. The rumors about him going 2nd, 3rd overall, I thought were outrageous at the time. And then sure enough, he falls in the draft, which to me felt like it kind of confirmed my thoughts on him. But he came in last week for Ryan Tannehill, looked amazing. And he's done a great job so far, not made the rookie mistakes I was expecting him to make coming off of a great first appearance last week in week 8.
I'll be honest, week 8 is the first time I've ever heard that name in my life, but it seemed like he kind of got the golden ticket opportunity, and that like when he was called upon, he was against a soft defense. He has DeAndre Hopkins, who we've already discussed, has been kind of discounted a little bit, but
and underutilized by Ryan Tannehill.
Very much an asset to this team. And that combination, I think, really woke up something. I'm optimistic for him and DeAndre that they're able to really – because if they can do that against the Steelers, that's a whole different animal.
In Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Tough for rookies to play on the road.
Way more difficult.
Even with the coach in their headset, just communication wise, hand signal wise to their wide receivers, it takes a while for some rookie quarterbacks to maintain that relationship with their receivers and calling audibles and stuff. So you either don't call it and you have a very predictable, stagnant offense, an offense that can't change things on the fly. And it doesn't seem to be the case here today against the Steelers, who have a good defense, especially at home. But yeah, this is why if you see a game like this, you just take the plus money, right? Because there is a 50% chance that Will Levis comes out and plays like he's playing right now, which is like he played last week. And if that's the case, you feel pretty good about your chances of the the Tennessee Titans winning this game.
Well, I feel like if you're somebody who picked up Will Levis off of like waiver wires this week in hopes to fill the void of your quarterback slot or whatever, you're feeling a lot better about that than you were even when you picked him up early. Like that's the type of pickup where you're like, I guess I might as well because it might go my way. And after seeing him play like this tonight so far, it's feeling a little bit like, all right, yeah, this could be a thing. This could be really good for the Tennessee Titans organization in general.
If you picked him up, it was purely out of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
It was not because, you had a little bit of room in your lineup. Because if you had a little bit of room in your lineup and you had a top 10 quarterback, you're just going to put a defensive slot.
Black Friday football, is that happening this year as opposed to Thanksgiving football?
Yeah. And Thanksgiving football.
Wait, both are happening?
Yep. I forgot about that. Yeah, they announced it, I think, last year. Like, this is going to be the last year where we're not going to have football on Friday. And it's really fucked up that we don't have football on Friday after Thanksgiving. Like, what the hell else do you want us to do? Go shopping? No. The internet exists. Why are we doing that? Let's watch football. That ball wasn't as high as it looked like originally. Ugh, Kenny Pickett. Yikes. I mean, it's hard to play quarterback in the NFL. And you really realize that once you see superstars from college, guys who were the first draft quarterback in their draft class just really struggle. And guys who've been playing under Jordan Love not being able to come, or the guys who've been playing under Aaron Rodgers, like Jordan Love, for 4 years of his career not be able to succeed.
Well, it's amazing to think. I mean, like, there's only 32 roster spots for a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's already a very small number of people to just be capable of having that position. But then to see the ones that actually go on to be great at it, it's only a handful. I mean, there's very few elite quarterbacks that people talk about and remember.
Najee Harris. Oh, he does get it with the extra effort. Another first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, and you kind of take it for granted, especially if you're a fan of one of those teams. Like, I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a great example. That fan base just got so sick of him for no reason. Didn't deserve it, but they did. And now they're kind of experiencing life without a Hall of Famer quarterback playing for them for the first time in a lot of their fans' lifetimes.
A lot of decades, yeah.
Literally a lifetime.
First time, yeah. Who was before Favre?
Brett Starr. It's a good trivia question. Thanks for putting me on the spot, though.
I knew you'd know.
Johnson receives the pass, skirts up a little bit for a gain of 7.5 on the play. 4:56, 55, 54 on the clock. We will go to a break over halftime. Stay with us. Keep your browser open. Don't close the YouTube channel. We will be back with you in the second half of what's a great game so far, honestly.
A very competitive game.
10-17. If you have the over, you're happy. Kenny Pickett, another screen to Johnson.
If you're a Titans fan, I think you're really happy to see that over the last 2 weeks, this feels like a completely different team.
Potentially, you're seeing the future of your franchise. Ryan Tannehill might come back from this injury and never get the ball back.
He might not have a job.
Well, he'll have a job. It'll be backup quarterback.
Yeah, fair.
Different
job than he was expecting.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And how do you blame him? And also that's amazing for that opportunity. I mean, we talked about, there's only 32 starters. There's, second and third string quarterback on most teams. Very rarely do they get the opportunity.
Play action was and they roughed Kenny Pickett.
They're
going to get a plus 15 on that.
What a terrible penalty.
Well, we'll see it. We saw it from the zoomed out angle. I always will take a beat and look at the replay before I get pissed off. Roughing the passer on the defense. Let's see the hit up close. Arrow to the butt of Simmons. Ran a little bit of a stunt. And
is that roughing the passer?
I think they're going to say
That
They're gonna call it on 98 because
he fell on top of him. I'm with you. 98. That's some bullshit, dude.
Yeah,
I hate the roughing the passer calls.
I think the nature of the roughing passer call was you didn't want to have like a rib or upper body injury by landing on top of the guy. But if you're landing on top of his thighs, like that's not dangerous in any way.
I feel like they're asking.
Whoa, Jaylen Warren with a big run, gain of 16.
I feel like they're asking for an impossible task to say, go take this elite athlete to the ground.
Yeah.
But do so without having the momentum of your own weight
gracefully.
Three.
And it's like it's written for players like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers who aren't, ultra mobile and are, predisposed to injuries like that. But there's also Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen in the NFL now playing quarterback. Those are big dudes. Those are guys that
fast tackle breaking dudes.
Oh, yeah. Like as big as the defensive ends that are tackling. Another massive run for Jaylen Warren. Man, when he's listened to the fans' response too, they love Jaylen Warren, and they are kind of sick and tired of Najee Harris at this point. And why wouldn't you be?
You have such high expectations and such a low outcome week after week after week, and this dude is just blowing up.
Great blocking by the wide receiver there as well on the play. Yeah, and he hits the right hole. He seems to be a better athlete as well. Harris back in the game. Allen Robinson, the top of your screen. Washington goes in motion. Handoff is to Najee Harris, and he just stutters his feet in the backfield.
Just complete trash in the backfield.
And gets tackled for a loss. That was bad. That was a really bad
bad look, dude.
Super indecisive. He's a big body, and he's just dancing in the backfield for no reason. Like, make a cut, make a decision. And that's going to take us to our 2-minute warning, Miles Francis. Matt Canada zoomed in on him. What are these?
This is the guy they want everyone to fire?
Yeah, everyone wants him fired. Are these like Ewok hoodies?
They've got like a very I don't know,
bearskin?
I was gonna say like Doc Martens in the 90s. I feel like these are like the Timberland look.
They look really comfy. Don't get me wrong, but I don't.
Brown's not my color.
Well, I think I'm wearing brown right now.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It looks good on me, so I'm not hating on it necessarily, but that tone of brown is a little bit bright for me. It gives off like I skinned 400 Ewoks to make this hoodie sort of vibe. And that makes me sad.
Yeah, dude. Those Ewoks are in such low numbers.
Well, I don't know what their numbers are like now after the war, but I think they made out all right. I don't think too many of them died in that battle or whatever with the bad guys in that movie. This
Stormtroopers?
is
the Sith? I don't know. I'm not a Star Trek guy.
I believe that was the Imperial Army. I think the Imperial Army are the bad guys. I think the rebels are the good guys in Star Wars.
The Empire, yeah.
Makes
sense.
With their little chicken walkers and the big long leg guys.
I've made this joke on here before, but I hate the fact that this is 3 white players selling tacos. That's the worst.
It's just the Watts, though, right?
Yeah, either way, dude. I don't feel like they understand spice. I feel like they put mayo on their tortilla.
Well, yeah, it is old El Paso. That's a little bit weird, huh? If it was I don't know, Taco Bell, I'd feel better about it.
100%, dude.
That's a pretty white company.
Taco Bell is universal, man. They're for everyone. And so is Mexican food. But ultimately, I want to eat Mexican food from people that at least had family from Mexico at some point in their lineage. And the Watts, I'm going to go ahead and bet the over-under on their 23andMe is 2.
Under on Hispanic?
Yeah.
I think I'm 0.0. I don't have anything cool in me other than Polish, which is most of me.
Yeah, I've never done a test to find out, but I feel like I'm plain white vanilla.
Yeah. I was Polish and just other whites.
Yeah.
Here I am. 2nd and goal. 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh Steelers have the ball. Najee Harris goes out in motion. Kenny Pickett alone in the shotgun. Kenny Pickett on the bottom of the screen. Pickens, rather. And he does receive the pass.
Pickett to Pickens.
On a slant. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and goal. Steelers down 3 here. Field goal ties it, of course.
I am playing against the Titans defense, so that also influences my my desire for them to not connect here.
And they're trying to run some time off the clock here, hand the ball back to the Titans with 0 seconds left. And a flag is thrown.
What is that?
I think they had too many men in the huddle. The offense did. Let's count them.
What a dumb mistake to make.
Yeah, that's not a good look for Mike Tomlin, who I say is the best head coach of all time.
Oh, wow. That's a bold take.
Not of all time, right now.
Mike Tomlin is an incredible coach, no doubt whatsoever. I don't know. I don't consider myself well-versed enough or educated enough to even attempt to make a claim for all time, but I do feel
that's Belichick.
You think so?
Yeah.
Interesting. I do think, though, just from what I've seen and from the longevity and the success of the franchise, that it would be impossible not to include Mike Tomlin in the conversation.
Yeah, I think he's number 1 right now. Just with what he can get out of
Mediocre players.
Yeah, and mediocre staff outside of that. I think they did get called with too many men in the huddle. 1, 2, 3.
They did.
Oh. Yeah, Harris tried to jump out of the huddle, but it was too late. Once they're in the huddle, it's too late. So that's going to be 3rd and long now with this 3rd and goal. And that stops the clock, too, which I thought the Titans probably should have called the timeout there anyway, but maybe they just knew that they were going to have too many men in the huddle. I don't know. Allen Robinson goes in motion. Jaylen Warren back in. Kenny Pickett drops back. Pocket holds. Pass is short. Had Allen Robinson wide open sort of in the end zone. Just bounces it short. Allen Robinson not able to adjust to it. I don't know if it was catchable anyway. And the Titans are, after this field goal attempt, are going to get the ball back left with 3 timeouts. Good coverage on the play. I don't think that was even catchable. And the pocket held. That should have been a pretty routine catch for a touchdown there. Field goal's up and field goal's good. 1:16 left.
With a tie ball game.
We got a good game here.
We do. We have a nice little game here. This is another test, though, for Levis to see if I think it's a low-risk situation for him. With a minute 16, I don't think he's actually expected to really do a whole lot here. But if he does drive it down the field for a touchdown,
that'd be pretty cool.
People are going to be talking. And even if he just gets them into a shot at a field goal, I think that's going to, again, give you a little bit more confidence in the fact that this guy might be more than just a 1-week fluke.
Yeah, I selfishly also would like to see him get it to like the 50-yard line and throw up a Hail Mary.
You're still hoping for an overbet on the picks, for sure. I'm rooting for this kid, man. I need to have a little optimism in life once in a while.
Yeah, he looks great, honestly. I am a registered Will Levis hater. And yeah, he's made me look like a real doofus so far in the game. And maybe we'll learn from it when a guy's film doesn't look ultra impressive, but he was very productive in college.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but are we getting John Travolta Santa Clausing here? Is that what's happening?
It appears so.
Yeah,
it's a Capital One commercial.
Wow. Wild.
And now he's dancing.
I just wouldn't think a Scientologist would endorse this holiday.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I think Scientology gets 50% of the revenue from that commercial, so
yeah, that's
probably why they're fair. Okay with it.
I just assumed that that would lower his thetan levels to a unrecognizable or unacceptable point.
Well, they'll get him on a feet and drip after the commercials. And get him,
It is, yeah.
get his levels back up.
God, he's big time.
What the hell are we talking about?
What are we talking about, Jamie Jakes?
I don't know. Something about football.
This is the show, dude. I'm telling you, Invincible,
tell us more
fantastic.
What's your favorite character?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, the lead is wonderful. Man, they just did the side movie over a side character, and I'm completely blanking on her name. She very much resembles the Green Lantern from the DC world, but she uses pink instead. Oh, man, that's really bothering me. I'm going to look it up because I'm terrible.
She's the pink lava lamp.
Adam Eve.
Adam Eve
is her name.
Good name.
Yeah. She's dope. She, like I said, very Green Lantern-esque. Has a very dark backstory, and there is a like special movie dedicated to her origin, which is really fun. I think that's what endeared me to her more than anything. Also, she's a smoking hot redhead,
Nice.
Voiced by Britta from Community.
I was gonna say maybe when we see a unimpressive Boston, come down here, buddy. Maybe when we see unimpressive film out of college, maybe that's more, and the guy was productive in college. Maybe that's more of an indication that the guy makes good decisions, instead of maybe the guy is just not accurate down the field. Because 8 for 11, 97 yards, that's fucking really good. With this Tennessee offense, it hasn't looked good previously with Tannehill. Will Levis drops back, screen to Tajay Spears. He tries to get out of bounds.
Like
now, are they going to call a timeout, or are they just going to?
What is happening here?
They're playing fast. So they're gonna save the time. They have 3 of them.
They have 3 of them. They're rushing the ball a little bit.
This seems like poor.
I don't know. I'm with it. You still got plenty of time.
They get the snap off. He drops back, and Hopkins is open.
And
he gets the first down.
Now you call your timeout for sure.
And they do. So I'm a big dumb doofus. Vrabel knows better than me. And here we are. Now we're going up through Will Levis's.
Dude, it's a bicep tattoo for me, bro. I don't even like the Bible, but look how dope that looks.
Chronicles. I hope that's
a Narnia reference and not a King James reference. But whatever. At least the Lord's answering his prayers instead of the Middle East or whatever.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Good call.
in case somebody is going to watch this, because people have been watching. If you are watching, appreciate you.
I'm here for the hot takes.
DeAndre Hopkins at the top of the screen.
What is happening?
Kyle Phillips again.
He gets the catch.
Looked like someone ran the wrong route.
They're running it one more. They're hurrying up again, it looks like.
If this is a Kyle Phillips breakout game.
Or did they call the timeout?
They do call another timeout. Yeah. Let's see what happened here, because it looked like Phillips and Hopkins ran basically the same route, and Hopkins got shoved into Kyle Phillips's route. That's why they were so close to each other on the field. Should have been illegal contact. Kyle Phillips coming alive. Like I said, if he bursts onto the scene, it would be such a long wait for me, such a long time coming, because I made a terrible trade for it to acquire him. Last year in Dynasty, and I have in my other Dynasty league, and it's just been like tough to justify keeping him on the roster, but he's looking great thus far.
Defensive alert. What are you trying to tell us,
Hopkins,
Amazon Prime?
On the top of the screen by himself. Tajay Spears into run pass block. Pass.
That looks like pass interference.
To the corner, and he hits him. Wow.
And that gets him in that 75% range.
Fucking Kyle Phillips again. Wow.
If they showed a replay, it looked like Hopkins was getting pretty handled up top. I felt like there was going to be a flag thrown, not that it matters at this point.
Great route by Kyle Phillips. What if this is a Kyle Phillips breakout game? I don't know how many games he's played this year. I think he's been healthy for like 3 of them. I think he's been healthy for like 4 games his whole career. His first game he played great, and then he just did not see the field ever again because he was permanently injured. Man, if that kid can stay healthy, that'd be pretty sweet. Now Phillips and Hopkins lined up next to each other again, and we're in the gold zone here.
Yeah,
One timeout
this has
left.
potential. A half a minute.
Snaps away. Hopkins on the target, just a ball up to him, and they're going to call it incomplete. Hopkins says, "Yep, that's a good no call. He was in good position. He's not even being a diva about it right now," which I like to see. Sometimes you got to work the referees like that. If you complain about everything,
yeah, it means nothing.
then the referee is going to be like, "All right, doofus,"
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of jostling, a little bit of jocularity there, but nothing too crazy.
I feel like at this point, yeah, the Steelers are now just in panic mode. Like, let's only go down by 3.
I know.
Looks like the Titans will get a couple of free shots at it before they can burn their last time out and kick a.
Snaps away. Phillips is open on the slant. Doesn't look his way, but he does look the way. Oh! His target on the play. I don't know who that was. I couldn't see.
It was close, man.
Where
32?
Where that player came from or what he is of.
Where is he at? Right there, running back.
Running back
number 32.
Is that Tajee Spears? 32?
I thought Tajee was a tight end.
No.
No, I'm thinking of the
rookie. Yeah, it is Tajee Spears, the rookie running back.
Yep.
Yeah, he that was definitely on Tajee. Close. He cut his route off quick. Now he gets that draw up the middle for a game.
I don't love that last play call.
1. And do the Steelers call a timeout here?
I think they're going to let it run all the way down to a second.
Yeah.
Kick that field goal, take a 3-point lead going into the half.
Man, that was an interesting decision, huh, Miles?
I don't love that last draw.
Yeah.
They I feel like you have one more shot at the end zone right there.
Do you have a timeout? I guess they just didn't want him to throw a pick. They saw me place that bet, Mike Tomlin. He's like, I'm going to take Jamie's $10.
Yeah, he's definitely booking against you right now.
Smart, I suppose. 4th and 9. It'll be a field goal. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers call timeout here to try to ice Jake Folk.
Old Folk.
Yeah. We shall see. Either way, we will go to a break after this 36-yard field goal attempt. We will be back for the entire second half, and I might be in character as a Steelers fan. Who knows? Did they call a timeout? Field goal's good.
They're just going to let it ride, and that takes the clock down to 0. That's our halftime.
All right. Please subscribe to the channel. Please stay on.
We'll be right back.
Watching, we will be right back after these
messages.
commercials.
Hell yeah, dude. Listen to you. I want the Titans to win this game. I like this Levis guy. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I want him to heat up before the playoffs in fantasy.
Oodie. Here we go, Steelers. Hello, and we're back.
You sound like a Green Bay fan, dude.
To what are we talking about?
You can't know that much English and be a Pittsburgh fan.
With Jamie Jakes, I am him, and we are here. I am a Steelers fan. Go Steelers. I will be in character as a Steelers fan for the second half. Great first half so far, Miles Francis.
Dude, you sound like a Midwestern housewife, and I want you to go bake me a pie.
Oh, no, they have a similar O sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Will Levis drops back out of shotgun. Oh, and he tries to throw his first pick of the game.
Oh, but he doesn't. Again, DeAndre Hopkins almost pulls that in.
DeAndre Hopkins. That's a great play by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, feels like we could have intercepted that one, Miles Francis.
You're really rooting for those interceptions, bro. It's like you got money on it.
I do.
What's your over?
2. I need 2.
You need 2, just over 1.5?
Yeah, over 1.5 or 3. I bet both. I bet both over 2 and over 3, or over 1.5 and over 2.5 rather.
Interesting.
He's tried his best. Calvin Austin.
Yeah, that's a hit right there.
Looked great. for the Steelers.
Dude, how much how demeaning must it be as a kick returner to get dogpiled by an entire team of 11? But if the quarterback has one guy fall on his thigh too hard, it's a fucking 15-yarder with an automatic first down.
Yeah, especially if the punt returner fumbles it and then falls on the ball, he will get a spear right in the ribs.
And then he's going to get punched and clawed and all in the sake of getting the ball back.
Even if he's clearly on the ball.
It's going to happen. That's what they're paid for.
Najee Harris, I can't stand this guy. Get Najee out of there. Put in Jalen Warren. Najee gets the handoff.
You sound like a Reddit thread right now.
To the left-hand side in between the tackles, getting a 3, maybe 3.5 on the play. Sam Schwartzstein telling us about facts and stuff. Oh, I should probably turn down the audio just a little bit because they can probably pick it up to the microphones.
That must be annoying.
Yeah, they probably could just hear it just a little bit. No big deal. Here we go. Najee back in the backfield. Pickett's in the bottom of your screen. Calvin Austin goes in motion 4 times. It is a run up the middle again for Najee. And he's got some space. And he breaks another tackle. He'll be up close to the 45-yard line. Big run for Najee on the play. Where's that been out of this guy?
What's he calling for? What's the situation here?
I don't know. He was like pointing to.
They're having a little scuffle where he felt like he was disrespected in some way. I feel like there was not an efficient whistle blown.
He had a
should
lot
have been
of
down
space up
right
the middle there.
Well, he's right down right there, and they never blew the whistle.
Were they saying he wasn't down by contact?
Right. Well, so it feels like his actual down happened.
That was weird. Jalen Warren, and I think he was just calling for a sub. Jalen Warren gets the screen. He's got a little bit of space to work with. Oh, and he finds some extra room there along the sideline. Didn't look like there was much there, but that's going to be a 1st and 10.
Honestly, that's a strong showing from Pittsburgh to come out and be like, hey, we got 2 dudes that can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and they have to lean on him, don't they? Because Kenny Pickett is not playing great. He's actually playing extremely bad thus far this game. And receivers have been open, so you can't even say that it's on Matt Canada or his weapons on offense. It's just he's been insanely inaccurate. Even on passes that are on time. Jalen Warren again in the backfield. He needs to get the handoff again. They're going to lean on this running team.
Not quite there on that first down.
Now, smartly, Vrabel and the rest of the Tennessee Titans defense is thinking like, hey, we know what you're doing now, pal. So relax. We're going to force you to throw. It'll be 3rd and short. They're very near midfield here, so they could feasibly they pull guard and tackle around. It doesn't look like he ran to the right spot. That one might have been on Jalen Warren. Either way, 3rd and 1, potentially in 4-down territory here. Najee back in the out, and it's a play action screen to Najee, and he gets the first down. 4-yard reception. What a close game. What a fun game.
Like a whole different demeanor coming from Pickett right now, honestly.
Well, this is how they looked in the first drive of the first half. So that's interesting.
Was it just wear and tear over the fatigue of it all? Or
I don't know.
Some water? Did they do the thing like they did in Space Jam where they just gave him water, but they told him that it was like a magic juice, and now he's like, oh, I can't lose.
Maybe.
Bugs Bunny's going to show up at running back here if Najee goes down.
It's Michael Tomlin's secret stuff. Again, checks it down to Najee. Ooh, he drops it. Whoopsie daisy. Be 2nd and 10. Najee's like, I'm a dumb fucking idiot. I hate myself. Just going to laugh about it so I don't cry. Oh, come on, Najee.
Okay, that sucks, dude. That's
What'd
rough.
you hear? Footsteps?
That's rough.
Hang in there, bud.
You got some people screaming at their TV right now, and I miss like that. Like that's not.
What are we talking about?
That's just. How much does he get paid again?
Not that much. I mean, relative.
I was about to say, bro.
Jalen Warren makes a lot more than me. Another run up the middle for a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd down. 10, 17, 16, 15 on the clock here in the third quarter.
Interesting. I mean, that's kind of showing who they have the faith in,
78% of snaps on third down. Jaylen Warren. Again, in on this third down, 3rd and 8. Maybe has a little bit to do with the drop we just saw earlier. Kenny Pickett tosses it deep down the field, and it is almost intercepted. Ball was tipped. Flag is down.
I'm very curious at what's happening here. It feels like an interference of some sort based on where the flag went down. Oh shit! Sorry.
It's plugged in. Illegal contact on the defense, so they're saying they bumped him right in broad daylight. Went out there
on 24 Molden.
Went out there and bumped them. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's.
That's a pretty clear bump.
Elijah.
And honestly, he also held him there. It looked like
that's what it looked. It looked like a hold to me, Miles.
They call it an illegal bump.
Yeah, they bumped him. Najee gets another run up the middle. And it'll be a gain of 3 on the play. Nice hard run.
I don't know why, but this one kind of feels where it stalls out.
Yeah, sure does, huh?
Yeah, maybe they'll prove me wrong here on the.
Well, they get a short field and they become even more one-dimensional, right? Like they can only run the ball in here; they can't pass. Like that's the issue with this Stellars offense that I am a big fan of. 2nd and 7, 9-10 on the play clock. Handoff, play action to Nash.
Oh, they do pull it off though.
Pass to Washington. That's a gain of 7.
Interesting.
Maybe they might mark him short here.
Well, check in on fantasy because I haven't in a minute. Again, I'm playing both with DeAndre and against DeAndre. I'm also playing against the Titans defense. So, a lot happening.
And they did give him the first down on the play. 8:32.
Oh, and I've got Nick Folk in the game as well. I forgot I traded kickers this week.
Okay, and that is going to be the first time out of the half. I believe the Steelers called that timeout. And they did. That's correct. Tomlin. The Steelers brown hoodies look a lot better than the Titans brown hoodies, I feel.
I feel like it like the gold and the brown just kind of like met. And honestly, even the black and the brown just kind of mesh. Like there's something about the like blue that just throws it off, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that like there are certain shades of blue that look really good with brown, but this just isn't one of them.
No, I don't think it is. I wonder what they're for. They're probably for a great cause.
Yeah, and you should totally support that if that's your thing or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Like it's only like our opinion, man.
Definitely buy that product from the NFL, whose proceeds support that foundation like 5%. When was the last time you had Subway?
Oh, it's been a long time. I've talked about this with my wife recently, how much like the sandwich game has just completely changed.
Did Subway get worse or what?
I think the thing is Subway never improved in any way. And at one point they sold us their product for $5 for a foot long of their sandwich. Technically 11 inches, that one guy proved, but that was a whole lawsuit about it. But when you can eat a $5 foot long and you're like, oh man, this sandwich is meh, but like filling, that's like $5 worth of good. But then like the moment that they like raise their price to a superior
and they still
sandwich,
advertised it. They're like, we have $5 footlongs, and they advertised it, and then you would go to every Subway, and they'd be like, oh, we don't do that.
It's largely franchisee, and then it was like there's like 2 subs. It's one of them is like bread and like your choice of which sauce you'd like, and the other is like no cheese, no meat, no vegetables, no bread. You get I don't know, flatbread. It's fucking bullshit basically that you can't get like the same thing that you used to be able to get. They never improved their quality in any way. They did raise their price significantly, and their competition like up their game hard.
I feel like grocery subs, those like Antones or whatever that they're called, that you can just buy for like $5.
I want to say that's Antoine's. Yeah, I think.
Antoine's.
But yeah.
You can get it for $5.
See, I actually really think where it is you hit the place in the like kind of like middle tier above them, and that's your Jersey Mikes, your Potbellies, your Firehouse subs. These are places that for this like maybe a couple dollars more than you'll get a Subway, you'll get like significantly superior sandwich.
Another check down to Najee Harris, gain of 3 on the play. My dog is freaking out in the backyard.
You are going
Got the
nuts,
zoomies.
dude. What is happening, bro?
Oh, maybe mom's home.
That makes sense. That would explain a lot of this behavior.
Yeah. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just being a crazy boy.
So, fun enough, my opponent is also playing George Pickens and the Titans defense, along with DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins in our league, which is point per first down as well as point per reception. So, fairly high-scoring league. DeAndre Hopkins at 14.5 points, George Pickens with 1.2 points, and the Titans defense with 6.5
He started
points.
George Pickens in a 12-team one flex league.
He did start George Pickens. Let's see what other options he would have had available.
Yeah.
He had Tyler Algier. He did have is it TJ Spears?
Tajee Spears.
Tajee Spears. Beckham and Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks. I would.
He also has Josh Reynolds, but they're on bye.
I would almost start Tyler Algier over.
And as far as the recommendation goes, it would be Brandon Cooks followed by Algier.
Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is in
terms of the projections.
That's just projection.
The projection trolls. I do want to do a bit with you, like maybe like a reel, where there is like a projections troll. Like the whole idea of the bit is two guys talking about like what the fuck's with these projections? Like this guy hasn't scored this many points all season.
Yeah.
Like why does Kadarius Toney have a projected 25?
Yeah. Why is he still listed on their top 7? And
like
their wide receiver count?
Who makes these? And then the projection troll comes in. 25 points.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the bit.
If you want to do a crossover promotion with Anthony's D&D podcast, I will play the same troll character that I played on them and be the projections troll.
But you only have 49% chance of winning.
Yeah. I'm literally looking at this bullshit right now. I just moved from 50 to 51%, which to be fair, I started like 42%, so I'm with it.
And now it's 47.
Let's go.
Nothing happened. Projections troll.
Literally 2 minutes ticked off the clock.
I don't care. Sometimes it'll just change.
There's an offsides.
Can he pick the drops back? Uh-oh. Has him open. Oh, no. And it's George Pickens.
It is George Pickens. We just said it.
Here we go.
Damn.
Here we go.
That's what I get for checking my fantasy.
Here we go, Steelers.
I'm still waiting for the flag.
Here we go.
May I borrow that for a second? Can we get... There's a flag on the floor.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Oh, no, there's a foot out for sure. There's one. Look how far it goes. That is out of bounds. Throw the goddamn caution flag.
Shit.
Throw that shit.
Damn it.
This is NASCAR.
I'm going to go turn wrenches tomorrow and we're seeing this bullshit.
Challenge that shit. Challenge that shit.
It's automatically reviewed. And it's already 4th and 3. He wasn't even close. That was a terrible call to that ref. Shit!
Thank you, fantasy football gods. The one true savior.
They are real, right, Miles?
I will always put my Thursday night games in a non-flex position. I will check the questionables exactly at game time, just in case.
Yeah.
I will not, under any circumstances. Oh my God, I can't think of his name. Draft the Atlanta Falcons tight end.
Oh. Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Just, I don't care if it's the 12th round and it's that or the Atlanta Falcons.
He really
defense.
fucked up there, huh? He thought he had way more space than he thought he did. Oof. That's a rookie mistake out of I'm not a rookie.
Oh, and he's upset.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't you be? If you dropped a perfect ball like that in the corner of the end zone after having to hand off 14 times the last 2 possessions?
Yeah, but how does that affect him moving forward is what I'm saying. Is, I mean, like he looks like he's a damn near broken man.
Yeah. I think he'll be all right, if I had to guess.
I hope so. I like to see those stories of quarterbacks who can show perseverance, even though I want the Titans to win this game.
I think Pickett's always going to get another opportunity just with all the experience he's had in the NFL, just based off how bad Matt Canada has been throughout his whole career. So even if he doesn't, dude, no, you got to relax, bro.
Dude, you got to chill, dude. Can we smoke you out? We won't do that. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. But for real, you need catnip or whatever dogs do.
We have it.
Okay, I fully do not, because I'm not a cat person, but is catnip just getting your cat stoned?
As far as I understand,
is that just like an acceptable thing that like everyone's cool with?
I guess, yeah.
And why did society decide that like, yeah, cats can get high, but we can't in some places?
Well, I think it's only fair to allow Democrats to get high, right? Because that's what cats are.
Is that?
It's on my fridge.
You know, I have seen your stickers. That's true. I don't fully understand it, but this guy is pissing me off, which does make me think he might be a Republican.
He's definitely a Republican, dude. Look at him.
Boston?
Just a hard-working boy. A lot of tenacity.
Does have the tenacity.
Pull you up by the bootstraps sort of guy. Midwestern.
Oh, you didn't fall for it. So, wait.
Bloke. He's always looking to investigate something. You got emails over here? What are you saying? But yeah, we just let cats get high, I guess, in this country.
It just feels like a weird standard that like society has set.
Our cat has anxiety.
I have anxiety.
That's my point. Yeah, we give our cat catnip when it gets anxious. Because like when we moved, we literally just gave it catnip, and we had a little bit of like.
Well, I would just like karate kidded that mosquito. For what it's worth, like that's a.
Good job.
I don't know if you see that, but that was some that was some chopstick shit right there.
It's literally just the camera from my laptop.
No, yeah.
Which we started using because I realized it was better than the camera we were using. Just sad. We get monetized in 2 years.
I like the optimism.
That'll be the first. I mean, we have the watch hours for it already.
Let's go.
So in the first 3 months, we just got to keep on accumulating. And my buddy said the first 100 subscribers is the worst part. And we're flying through it. Like we're 2/3 through already. Haven't even been a podcast for 4 months yet.
Now's the time to start that Patreon, dude.
Well, I'm just happy if people are watching. Hold off on them paying us money for nothing.
Oh no, you can. I'm not even running this thing, but you can just send me money if you want. Mr. Mosey's off on Venmo, Cash App, all the things.
Yeah, sounds money.
I'm pretty poor. It'd be cool.
Derrick Henry, run to the right, gain of 4 on the play. You ever do any commercials? You ever submit for any commercials?
I have auditioned for several things. I've done lots of like PA work and stuff on commercials. Yeah. I've done one commercial as an actor for a restaurant. I did a commercial for Fright Fest like several years ago.
Yeah, I think this is something I probably should pursue. Something that I probably shouldn't have been given the opportunity to do, but I was.
Always the best time.
And it's, I think I made the most of it. So I think it'd be good for my reel. And I think having that big commercial under my belt could open a lot of other doors for me.
Hell yeah.
So I should probably pursue it, but I don't feel like putting in the work.
That's always a problem. A lot of those things, they seem like easy street, but they are significantly more work than people like I think would ever realize. Even just like trying, like let alone succeeding. Like succeeding is a whole other level of work that we're probably not ready for. But They're just trying to make those types of ventures happen. I've auditioned for several like independent films and things like that. I've had small roles in some, and a lot of just flat out rejections. But most, truth be told, though, like none of that really matters to me because I'm way more interested in just pursuing stand-up comedy, which is my passion.
Big throw to Hopkins.
Did he catch it?
Dropped it. Ball was short. Hopkins had to come back for it. It would be 3rd and 6. God, if this motherfucker could throw an interception, that would be sweet.
Especially since two of them, now is the time to get one.
He keeps on like lobbing shit up.
It's lucky he didn't get a roughing the passer.
Oh wow, he
almost saved him on that.
Yeah, I thought he caught it from the angle we saw first. Here we go, Steelers.
Where would you think the Steelers stadium ranks in like hard to play in stadiums?
Stadium?
Kansas City, we've talked about. Detroit, we've talked about.
Just to be an outdoors in Pittsburgh is pretty tough. Drops back to pass. Cuts out to the flag in the secondary.
Looks like holding, maybe?
That'd be awesome. Keep the drive alive for the Titans so he can throw a pick later on. Yeah. Potentially on Hopkins. At least he's pointing. 4:57 left on the clock. Illegal contact on the defense.
Prior to the snap?
Prior to him leaving the pocket.
Oh.
So the defenders have different whatever things they can do when the quarterback's still in the pocket. That was pretty interesting. Seemed like the receiver on that play was engaging more than the defender was, but I don't know. It's impossible to defensive back. Derrick Henry behind Will Levis, who's under center. Handoff goes to him. And he runs on there. He's got a lot of space.
Ooh. Wow.
And he fails to
one
break
shoestring away from a touchdown.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry is definitely a guy who has lost a step. He's still an elite running back, but the degree that DeAndre Hopkins has lost a step, Derrick Henry's lost a few, I think. Because that's a run, that's a tackle that Henry breaks, right? One-on-one with the safety. He runs through that if it's old school Derrick Henry, right?
And he wasn't even close on that.
No, he got tackled pretty easily.
Didn't even get his foot looking like he might have made a save.
Yeah. Tajee Spears now in the backfield in shotgun. Will Levis hands it off to Tajee, and he gets a gain of 7. This Titans offense is running the ball at will with this Steelers defense, which is concerning because the Steelers play against the Browns and they play against the Ravens twice every year. So you can't feel great about that if you're a Steelers fan like myself. And Will Levis
Steelers fan, interesting. You support? I mean, I guess it makes sense from the area you're from that you support a lot of those teams up that direction.
I'm not a real Steelers fan. I'm playing a character.
I forgot that you're doing that.
Yeah, I know. That's so immersive.
You are.
Oh, and he caught it. Derrick Henry screen pass, and he's got a lot of space to work with, and he's going to go down at the 25-yard line. Wow, that's incredible.
You are legitimately, though, a Browns and a Lions fan.
Yeah.
That surprises me about
I wish I could fucking quit the Browns. Every week now with this whole Deshaun Watson fiasco, I've tried to talk myself into hey, just don't cheer for him this week. I bet against him last week. I had money against him.
You have to be betting for him this week, right?
No, I'm not on him.
They're against the Cardinals.
And it's 8-point spread. I just don't want to.
Well, no, I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Figuratively, but you've been you meant literally betting on them, yeah. Yeah,
I literally bet on them, and then I was found myself just cheering for them. Man, I wish I was hoping I was going to lose the bet. I'm man, I would pay the money I bet to lose this bet so the fucking Browns would win, and they lost, and the Seahawks covered, and I was still upset about it. Derrick Henry just swatted his offensive lineman in the shoulder for potentially drawing a penalty on his team. It's hey, if it's
Titans are getting excited over here.
They're asking for them to extend the play clock because the ball wasn't set. There was a tussle after that play. The play clock was already down too low. Hopkins at the top of the screen next to Traylon Burks, so I don't think he's gotten a target this game. Doesn't feel like it.
in the back. There we go.
Will Levis.
Why does he keep popping up with defensive alerts? Like, what does that mean?
I don't know. Oh, boy. He was pressured, unblocked, and that is a pass off of Traylon Burks.
There's his target.
That was impressive by Will Levis there. He identified that blitz. He called it out. Nobody blocked him.
But he was right.
But yeah, look, he points over there. He's like, that guy's coming. Somebody block him. I think he said Ringo, which probably indicates for the offensive line to shift right. And the guard didn't do that. He's just a fucking idiot. Oh, boy. Yeah, good job out of Levis there.
And way to get the ball away for a complete pass.
Yeah.
Not anything of any substance.
3rd and 7 though here. It's a screen to Spears, and he's going to get absolutely munched up, and it's going to be a long kick now because of it.
Yep.
Watt in on that tackle. Cam Hayward, I think, was the instigator of that tackle.
I'm going to go get my jacket. That will be RB.
Are you cold?
I am.
I can probably just close the door. Is our cat outside still? Both the animals are outside. I can't close the door.
All good, dude. I'll be RB.
Okay. You sure you just want a blanket? Doing something
I'm
cozy?
sorry. I need my hoodie. I'll be back quickly.
I'm from the Midwest. Sorry about it.
You're good. Pittsburg.
Oh, and we're going to go to commercial break after this kick anyway. The kick is up. The Tennessee Titans take the lead 16-13 here in the end of the third quarter. As Miles Francis runs outside to get his hoodie, he is Mr. Most Days Off on all social media platforms. You should follow him. You should engage with his posts. He's a funny human being. You can also follow me at JAMJKS on Twitter. And you can follow me on Instagram at DRJamieJakes. Tone Diggs live tweeting the game 53 minutes ago. It's a picture of Pickett talking to Matt Canada. Matthew's so much more likable on the field. He's got the cool hoodie. Has play sheet. Didn't know he used one. Definitely calls cooler plays. Kind of seems like has some friends down there. Does talk to the QB. Kind of want to blame someone besides him. So real baby-faced move for Matt Canada going from the booth to the sideline. Haven't heard any fire Matt Canada tweet or haven't heard any Matt Canada chants yet. And yeah, this offense has looked entirely different with Matt Canada on the sidelines versus Matt Canada up in the press box, which is interesting. I wonder why that can be. We'll ask Miles Francis that when that cold boy comes back with his good little sweater on, coming out of this commercial break. Pat McAfee was impressed by Mr. Watt's neck as he was flexing without a helmet on. Mr. Mike Wright, fantasy footballer, reference to the Yeti. The King is back. Derrick Henry is back. And yeah, that's an interesting storyline too, because it seemed like last week they were trying to pump Derrick Henry up by giving him a lot of touches so they could trade him before the trade deadline. They don't succeed trading him from the trade deadline. I heard several things. I heard that it was potentially an owner's decision. The GMs had agreed that they were going to ship Derrick Henry out of town. The owner called in last second and said, you're not allowed to do that or you're fired. And that trade was kind of scratched at that time is what I heard. That's just rumors that I hear from podcasts and stuff. No validity to them. 16-13 here. Titans take the lead, and it's been actually a really great game.
It's been a very good game. Honestly, one of the better Thursday night games.
Miles Francis comes back with his hoodie.
I'm much more comfortable now.
Good.
I am going to close that door. Both of your animals are in here.
Are they? Is the meatloaf in here too?
Yep, right over there.
Sweet. Don't trip on anything. And the kickoff
You
goes
told me not to.
into the end zone. It's impossible not to trip on anything. That's why I told you. There's a lot of triple surfaces here. So everyone's saying on Twitter that Matt Canada is a lot more likable when he's on the sideline versus when he's up in the press box. So that's interesting.
What would be the difference?
That's what I was wondering. That's what I wanted to ask you about. I don't know. I guess it makes sense to have I don't know. Anyways.
I know nothing about Matt Canada. I'll be real. I know nothing about the Steelers in general other than they're historically like great franchise and that they're like second tied for most Super Bowls of all time with the Dallas Cowboys.
I believe that's I don't know who that was on that reception there. Another check down for Kenny Pickett. There's a lot of reasons, and that's going to go to the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter, we're going into the fourth. Tennessee Titans up 16-13 over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I do believe, if I remember from our show, that the Steelers were minus 4.5 on this game over the Tennessee Titans.
They were at home. I don't know what the final spread was. I think it was
I'm talking about when we talked about it. I'm pretty sure it was 4.5.
I think it was 2.5. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, me neither. Regardless, between 2.5 and 4.5, it's looking decent for them to have a chance to cover that right now.
Yeah, the Titans were like plus 140, I think, something along those lines. Plus 140, plus 130, which would be closer to 2.5 and 4.5. But yeah, they've really hung in there. Will Levis has been really, really impressive, and I wonder what I do because the play calling's been a lot better. It feels like. So I don't know if Matt Canada has a better feel of what's actually happening in the game from the sidelines versus the press box, or if it's just a fluke. Or I don't know. It's a communication thing with the quarterback. They did say that they wanted him working with the quarterback a little bit more hands-on recently, which at the time sounded ridiculous, and now it's like maybe he was too far removed because he was overseeing the whole offense instead of just like working with Pickett one-on-one to get I don't know. It's got to be a communication thing, I think, from player to coach. Right?
The idea of the press box and having the spotters and everything of that nature, like in like some ways, it makes so much sense. In other ways, I almost wish that they like just would rule it for the sake of the game. Like all of the coaching staff has to stand between the like box to the side of the field. I think for some reason, like to me, if you're using the analogy that like football is a like medieval war, right? Like a primeval like urge to like, like fight against each other or whatever. Like you would have your coaches, which represent your like generals or your kings or whatever, like standing on opposite sides of the chessboard. And I just feel like, I don't know, the elevated thing, it just makes it too far removed. I get the argument for both. It probably makes the game more enjoyable overall, but like part of me just thinks it'd be fun for the game to just make all team staff standing on the field sideline, and like there would be no communication allowed between anybody up top. That like it would make sense for the people who are the announcers to be up top. They have no bias in the game whatsoever. It helps them to be able to see it from the broader perspective. It makes sense for the spotters for them to be able to announce the game correctly because let's be real, there's a lot of players on every team, and it's unreasonable to think that somebody should be able to memorize all of those names and numbers. But from the coaching standpoint, I really love the idea of they have to be on the field.
Najee Harris gained a 2. It'll be 3rd and short for the Pittsburgh Steelers in their own zone. Yeah, but Miles, if this was an old war, the generals would stand on top of the mountain so they could see the whole battle.
There's no way that there's 2 fucking mountains that close where you could just do that. No, dude, that's
3rd and 3.
You would eventually meet in the valley. Like that's every.
Oh, hey, sneaks it through the defender. I thought that was an interception, but it's a catch and it's a gain of 15. First down for the Steelers. Wow, questionable decision, but it works. Oh wow. I mean, I don't know if I should be impressed. He looks like he stepped out of bounds way before where he was spotted there. I think it would have been a first down either way. Jalen Warren in the shotgun formation to the left. Kenny Pickett, Calvin Austin in motion. Handoff goes to Warren. And oh my goodness, he absolutely truck sticks the defender there on the play. to make a little bit more room for himself for a bigger gain. Elijah Molden on the tackle just absolutely gets truck sticked by Jalen Warren there on that play. Be a gain of 8. He just looks so much faster, so much more explosive, better athlete than Najee Harris.
He really does. He looks more just like decisive. Like he feels like he's going to pick where he's going to run, and he runs there. And I feel like Najee just constantly gets caught up with the like foot like dancing behind,
just dancing
like,
in the backfield
yeah.
for no reason. Like, dude, you're 260 pounds. Like,
just run through a person.
yeah.
Maybe you'll pop through and actually somehow manage to stay on your feet. Like
break a tackle.
Yeah.
There was a screen pass there that was blown up rather easily. So it'll be 3rd and 7 after the great run by Warren. Kind of erased here after that loss on the screen. And the snap is away. He drops back. Titans send a blitz. It's man coverage. And he basically throws it away. It'll be 4th and 7, and that will be a punt as the Steelers are down 16-3.
Pickett looking more and more frustrated, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, they really aren't able to push the ball downfield. Everything's a check down. They're not spreading the field whatsoever, and I think it's because the Tennessee Titans are just causing too much pressure on him, and creating pressure with that blitz is what really threw the timing off in that play. And
Good
the
bounce.
punt gets a friendly bounce for the punting team, and it's going to go down to the 8-yard line. There is a flag on the play. I wonder what that's all about. Percy Harvin makes the trip. No foul on the play. Flag fell out of somebody's pocket. Happens all the time. And that will be a commercial timeout as teams switch possessions here early in the 4th quarter. We got ourselves a hell of a game here.
3-point game going into the last 10 minutes.
Either team's very explosive, which is why people will say this is not a great game. But I'd rather see this out of 2 teams I generally don't care about versus an absolute blowout where there's 60 points scored in the game.
Yeah, 100%. This feels like a good contest. Feels like a boxing match that goes to the rounds, but there's still a knockout like within sight.
A lot of body blows have been laid early on in this game, and we are going to get a big payoff at the end, which is where we're at in the 4th quarter of the game. But we sat through a lot of 4.5-yard runs to get here, to be fair to the people who aren't having a good time watching this game.
Yeah, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of Najee Harris. You just described it.
Well,
honestly, 4.5. Like, there's really been even not. That's more Harris. Just as Najee's been stuffed over and over again more than anything.
Yeah, Jalen Warren has had longer runs.
Yeah, Warren. Excuse me.
Yeah, Najee has had. He's had 2 good runs that were kind of back to back where he got a little bit of a rhythm there, but he's had a few bad ones. Jalen Warren had one bad one where both the tackle and the guard pulled to the right, and Jalen Warren ran directly towards where they were pulling from, which seemed like a bad decision, and it didn't work. But yeah, Najee's just made some real bonehead decisions, and the flashes have all come from Jalen Warren. The 2 big plays from Najee were just like massive holes that I literally could have run through. Like, it was massive. Yeah. Assuming I don't like blow an Achilles.
I was gonna say I'd probably pull something almost instantly if I started running.
Yeah, that's my worst fear is tearing my Achilles, and it makes me not want to sprint.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
I know they teach fight or flight or whatever, but unless I learn to fly, I'm always fighting. There's no way I'm running.
Not because you want to fight, just because I don't want to run.
Yeah, no.
That's such a funny perspective.
I'm going to kick my ass so much harder than you could. I need to write that down.
That's really good. No, that's really good. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably not going to rewatch this stream, but if I do, I will send it to you to remind you.
No, you're good.
It's a funny premise.
I can remember that, or I'll ask you later, or you'll post this.
As long as we remember there was something at about minute 12 of this game.
Minute 12. You mean 12:25?
That's what I mean. Play action. Will Levis in his own end zone. He puts it right over the heads of the defenders. Picks a spot that Traylon Burks for a big gain on the
He's
play.
a real deal, dude.
Are we seeing the coming out party? Deal. I mean, this is a beautiful touch on the ball. If he zips it in there.
And so here's the thing.
What placement, what patience, what timing.
Here's the thing. The fantasy manager DeAndre Hopkins side of me wants him to only be throwing to DeAndre Hopkins. But me seeing this guy potentially being the real fucking deal, he's spreading the ball around a lot.
There was a Kyle Phillips drive earlier.
There is a lot of options opening up with this offense, and it's kind of impressive to see it just unfolding with a very green, but so far, knock on wood, successful quarterback.
Well said. Derrick Henry, now it feels like this Tennessee Titans offense can do whatever they want after that pass, right?
Coming in 3-4 against the 4-3, this is to tie up in this division. That's crazy to think about, honestly.
The handoff goes up the middle.
Going into this game, it feels like the Pittsburgh Steelers are such a better team.
I disagree.
Okay, fair.
I didn't. The reason I wasn't entirely on the Titans, because I said I lean money line Titans, right?
You did.
The only reason I wasn't all the way sold on that is because I wasn't all the way sold on Levis, because out of college I was so low on him. But now I'm seeing him in this Vrabel offense, and why wouldn't it be an explosive offense? Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins are on the fucking team. So, oh my gosh, speaking of the devil,
first down.
Big run, broken tackle. It's going to be close, and they are going to give him the first.
They're going to give that to him for sure.
Sam Schwarzenstein, which is a fucking awesome.
I honestly hate this. Feels like this is the troll. You need to pop up and have the troll be in the box just like this guy, because this guy is literally being like the Tennessee Titans right now have a 68% chance against Pittsburgh's 13% chance based on the analytics that we pushed into our AI.
What a dumb roll.
That's a dumb fucking thing to do.
Yeah. Fuck off, Sam Schwarzenstein. Relax.
Hey, no. For what it's worth, Sam, congratulations on your dope gig.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, I hope they're paying you super well. But the idea is fucking dumb. That's just the thing.
Yeah.
But I want a dumb gig that pays well. So, call me NFL. I'll do this for you. We'll come be part of the Amazon Prime Thursday Night Football Prime Vision team.
Some of the richest people I know have a dumb gig that pays well. Dude,
do you know that in the fourth quarter, the Tennessee Titans have led 100% of the time that Jamie has been wearing a headband? There's a stat. It's the Trailer Swift headband.
Trailer Swift.
Effects.
Put it on the ticker. Will Levis has been sacked 3 times this game. Screen pass to Spears, and he'll go down. It'll be 3rd and long here on their own 41-yard line. I don't know what to think about that Spears fella. He fell in the draft apparently because of knee injury. I was never ultra impressed with his film coming out of college, which is why I didn't like him. Then when I found out about the knee thing, I was extra out on him, even though he does seem like the replacement for Derrick Henry in the next couple of years.
Yeah, running back seems just like such a brutal position,
especially in Dynasty, man. It's fucking awful.
It's so because you have somebody like him that has every bit of a chance.
A false start, not called.
What a cat! Wait,
drops it again. That's the second bad drop for Tajay Spears. When the ball's in the air, he doesn't do a good job of judging where it's going, so he sets himself up poorly for those situations. Watch when the ball's in the air. The lack of adjustment. That was definitely a false start on 71. By the way, that was weird. Look, just adjust to the ball, buddy. That one not as egregious as the last one where we started backpedaling for no reason. That's high school shit. But yeah, Tajay Spears not impressive as a receiver thus far this game, nor as a runner, if I'm honest.
I feel like he's done a pretty decent job running, but not that was a very bad performance as a receiver.
Fair catch.
It feels like he does have a lot of potential and all the tools that he would need to be great too. But he also, just based like on what you said, and on the brutality of the position, any running back can go from like the next big thing to like the last has been in like a play and a half.
Yeah, dynasty running backs, there's like, 4 of them that you really believe in for the next 3 years. And after that, it's just like, you're lucky to get production you're lucky to get 2 years of production out of your running back, like solid top 24 running backs in the league. Running back 2 performance. It's tough to find. So you just end up like stockpiling your team with a bunch of backups and hoping somebody falls to you, because it's not like redraft. They got deeper rosters, so you got to have those backup running backs like Gus Edwards, who's really saved my ass after the Nick Chubb injury in one of my dynasty leagues that I'm currently first place in.
Do you have more player slots in a dynasty league?
Oh yeah, 30. We do 34-man rosters.
That makes a lot of sense.
34 to 36, depending on how you slot certain guys. And don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's tough. The running back position in fantasy football is really, really tough. And real life seems super easy because they seem to think that you can just interchange players, and some teams sort of do it, and some teams definitely don't.
I feel like in terms of the longevity of the player's body, it's one of the rougher positions.
Yeah. That's why you got to have a running back in Dynasty. You got to have a running back that's just a super meathead. That's just like a Nick Chubb or a Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey or Eckler. They're all known massive meatheads. Like,
sure,
they just lift and squat and lift and squat and lift and squat. And that's the only way to get as durable as you need to be, is like put your body under 1,000 pounds of pressure so your body can withstand the 20 car accidents that it's going to experience in a game.
Right. They really are crash test dummies.
Yeah. Well, now you're seeing a lot of like smaller wide receivers, and now you're seeing a lot of those smaller wide receivers not fight for the extra 3 yards on the end of the play, just out of longevity. And the team's fine with it because you're like, hey, you can get open. Your job is to get open and catch the fucking football. Your job isn't to grind out 3-yard carries, right? Like running backs are.
Right.
Just get the fuck down. Super Bowl odds. Chiefs are the favorites.
Chiefs been showing up.
Lions are plus 1,100 behind the Cowboys. Okay, I need to bet on the Lions because I like them more than any of those teams to win the Super Bowl. Najee Harris in shotgun, Calvin Austin in motion. Handoff goes to Harris, and he's going to gain 7 yards on the play. I don't think the Chiefs should be the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl, Miles Francis.
No, honestly, the Chiefs have showed up in a couple of lists that I've seen pop up on my news feeds and whatnot that they're all showing as, the premier team, number one in power rankings, etc. And again, a lot of people are putting some faith in the fact that Mahomes was just not feeling well this last game. But
players play with those sort of things all the time. Like, it's
and teams have bad games.
Not unusual.
Great teams have bad games.
Yeah.
But it feels weird to see it. Like, that's what I was talking about earlier in the game when we discussed the idea that it seems like there's not nearly as there's no team that I can think of off the top of my head that I'm just like, no, they are solid, consistent. Like, I really want to put that behind the Miami Dolphins because of, I think they've got a lot of the great tools I like too. I like their coach, as we discussed. But the Miami Dolphins, is as much strength that they've shown, they've also shown a lot of weakness.
They've shown a lot of strength against some horrible teams.
And they've shown that they're very beatable and not
good teams.
Yes, exactly.
An actual team.
And I hate that because I really want to like the Miami Dolphins. But
Boykin on the reception. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I still think they're a top 5 team easily. The Miami Dolphins is just. Yeah.
I don't think currently they're a Super Bowl winning team. I think they need to
win the
changes.
Super Bowl. Their offense is so explosive they could just win the Super Bowl. But you're right, they haven't done it against good teams yet.
And essentially, by statistics, they are going to face a good team at least once in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's true. They might not do it to the Super Bowl. I've seen, I think you can admit there's been times where it's just teams get easy rides essentially through a team that frankly shouldn't be in the playoffs, but it's It's the Mighty Ducks effect.
Jalen Warren does a great job there of breaking another tackle and turning what was going to be a gain of 0 into a gain of 3, making it a very manageable 3rd and short. And this is a big 3rd down here for both teams.
-1 for George Pickens tonight. Knock on wood, that's going to be good for me.
Yeah, he got a couple of screenplays that were absolutely just blown up. The Steelers cannot push the ball down the field through the air. They're dinking and dunking. They're dinking and dunking up and down the field. Najee Harris in shotgun. And it's a sweep. Oh, wow. And he breaks 2 tackles.
That was a good run.
For a gain of 10
as
on the
much
play.
as we talked, he gets some credit there.
That was Jalen Warren. No, that was Jalen Warren.
Oh, then I'm dumb. He's
they had 2 running backs in on the play.
I thought that was Najee.
Nope.
No, once again, he's proven that he's the fucking beast on this team. My mistake.
I mean, arguably 2 broken tackles on the play. Just makes it through. Just sweeps through at the last second.
Currently in our league, again, PPR and point per first down. Pickens with 1.9. Titans defense with 4.
63 yards
Hopkins
on the ground.
25
through the air, Jalen Warren.
What happened there?
Well, they try to pass the ball down the field. He's just not accurate enough to throw the ball down the field. 2nd and 10. And the Titans just got to just buckle down and just cover the flats and force Kenny to beat you deep. He's just not been accurate so far. And it's not been his receivers' fault. The receivers are getting open. Canada's calling the plays, get him open. And I mean, he's really on picket. Handoff is to Harris, and he gets tackled for a gain of 3 on the play. And man, oh man, this is an underbetter's dream right now.
Oh, just for sure.
2 teams that are just able to move the ball down the field slowly. Like they're not going to have a 3 and out where they throw 3 incompletes and take off 2 seconds off the clock. Just teams that will run the ball 14 times a drive and take 10 minutes off the clock. Pickett jumps back deep down the field, and he's got a little bit of space, and he got him. Deontay Johnson on the catch.
Again.
Wow. Steelers down 3, need a big first down, unable to push the ball down the field all game, and he hits Deontay Johnson with a perfect pass, honestly. Not great coverage there by Avery. Oof. Yeah, Deontay might have got away with a little bit of a stiff arm before he caught that ball. But that's going to be a catch. 87 yards tonight. Hits is over. Wow, and Jalen Warren breaks another tackle.
And
he gets the corner, and he's going to go in for a
touchdown. He got it.
The referees
are
calling him short.
They're calling him short. No,
the referees are calling
signal.
him short. Either way, amazing run.
What a run, yeah. I really thought he had it.
Wow, look at Will Levis. Look at the look on this guy's eyes. That guy's like, fuck you guys. I'm going in. Do we live bet the Titans right now?
Do we?
Yeah. I'm gonna maybe look into live betting the Titans right now, potentially. Especially after this touchdown. Because the look on Will Levis's eyes just indicated to me.
He's going for it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, live bet Titans if they score a touchdown here.
He did not look like he was upset about it at all.
Najee Harris does get the handoff, and he gets stuffed. They're going to have to get this ball to Jalen Warren, right? Come on, Matt Canada. Put Jalen Warren in. Yeah, this is a rather consequential play here. Clock is running. 2nd and goal. Down 3. And the Steelers have a chance. Harris, again, in the pistol. It's going to be a direct snap. Ooh, that looked like a false start. Yep, that's going to be a false start. Looked like the guard went early on a pull. Kenny Pickett went out into motion, a little bit of trickery, but it tricked the offensive line instead on accident. And that is going to be pushed back about 5 yards. False start, yep. Yep, number 78. Daniels, the guard. Jumped a little bit early. There he is, yeah. Let's see how early it was. Oh, yeah, that was it's 78 and 77 actually. That might have been so that's another thing where you're expecting the cadence from your quarterback and you do a trick play and you're getting a cadence from your running back all of a sudden, and it just throws off the whole timing of your offensive line. They're going a little bit conventional here. Puts the ball up. Oh, and it drops it. And that's going to be offensive pass interference. That's got to be offensive pass interference. They ran a total pick play here, the Steelers did. They basically tackled the defensive back. I mean, unless I saw it incorrectly, that looked holding. Wow, they're going to call holding on the defense. I mean, let me see the replay, but it looked like it was OPI to me. It looked like a pick play. Holding, defense. This is going to be an automatic first down. Wow. Holy guacamole. Let's see. I mean, let's see the replay. Rookie. Yeah.
Oof.
Okay.
Oof.
I would like to see a different angle from that. But to be fair, the referee had that angle from the back where that hold would have potentially happened on the shoulder pad. Because it looked like he just got truck stick there, the rookie did. He doesn't look too
automatic
upset
first down
about
is
the ball.
rough in this position though.
Yeah, it definitely is, but I mean rightfully so. As the cat feeder goes off here. Pickett wide open. Deontay Johnson makes up for the drop from last play. And that's a touchdown. And the Steelers take the lead.
With 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They will go up by 4 points, more than likely. Or will they they'll for sure go up by 4 points here.
Yeah, pending the extra point, the Steelers will go up 4 points. They take a field goal lead here with the touchdown. Vrabel looking upset. I kind of believe that Hopkins is going to be down there somewhere.
I would personally, as a manager, both against and for DeAndre Hopkins, love to see a DeAndre Hopkins touchdown happen right here, right now. I feel like that's the move.
I wonder what the live odds are currently. Another flag on the play. Slowing things down. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to see a slower game here? It is only 10 o'clock here in Central Time. We are recording in Dallas, Texas. Currently, Titans are plus 380. I would like that right now. Titans plus 380. It's 4 minutes left. Titans have 3 timeouts, so they're going to get this ball twice. I really like those odds. We are here in Texas. It would be nice to be able to just open up an app on my phone and be able to bet that. Greg Abbott, you fuck. Legalize it. Let it happen. Because just to make money on that bet long-term wise, just be profitable on that bet, plus 380, I don't even know what that would be. You'd have to win that bet 20% of the time to make a massive profit, I believe, if my math's correct. The way the gambling odds work. American odds plus 380. So I was actually spot on. 20% you break even.
Oh yeah.
So good job out of my
good math, dude.
Yeah.
Way to math.
Yeah. Just really honestly just a wild ass guess. So if you basically if you think the Titans have a 25% chance of winning this game, you want to bet the money line for the Titans. I wouldn't bet the plus. It's plus 3.5. That wouldn't make any sense right now to bet live, right? Because I mean, unless the Titans go down and kick a field goal on this drive, which would be very strange of them to do.
Yeah, that's
unless
weird.
they like get like a red zone try and they get a big sack and they kick a field goal. Like fuck it, like we'll just take the field goal here. That would be the only situation that would happen, and that's a pretty tough.
I mean, the Titans do have a good kicker, but like, there's only so much a man can do.
Yeah.
It feels like this is our rookie's chance here to really show himself. Like, I thought he looked good. And I thought he looked poised when he was in the end zone in the backfield alone while they were backed up into his own, safety territory.
He definitely doesn't look like someone who's the moment's too big for.
Right. And that, like, I agree with you. That look in his eyes, it sold it to me, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that man into battle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a Zach Wilson, like, holy shit, Aaron Rodgers just tore his Achilles and now I have to play football for this year.
Oh, fuck. I thought I was just going to hang out over here and pray.
Yeah. I thought I was going to watch Aaron Rodgers from the best viewpoint in the world.
I was going to do the soaking equivalent of quarterbacking in the NFL.
He's not even going to be the earthquaker. He's just, oh, wow, great return. Return to the 48-yard line by the Tennessee Titans. 3 minutes, 56 seconds left on the clock. It really has been a nice night for Alex Highsmith. He's been pretty electric the whole time. Yeah, this hasn't been an easy. That's the other thing about this game is it's not like a situation where like a 49er situation where the guy comes in and everybody's open and he has all the time in the world to throw the ball. Like this has not been an easy offense to operate for the rookie Will Levis. Granted, they've only scored 16 points all game, so that's not that many points, but still, it's been pretty good. Razzle dazzle, Traylon Burks, and he's gonna get the corner. He does.
He does.
But Highsmith forces him out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play. Clock will stop, which is great.
There?
Yeah, he's hobbling just a little bit. Maybe just kind of stepped funny. Doesn't seem to be too much concern.
Our third man in the booth just walked through the door.
Natalie Aries coming from class. Third gal in the booth. You want to come on in? Okay. She doesn't want to, even though it'll do great for our numbers. And that's going to be a handoff with the middle of Derrick Henry, and he's going to be unable to break that tackle. And good thing he didn't, because he probably would have lost yards on the play if he did advance the ball again. Gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and about 5. And the clock's running now, which is concerning if you are a Titans fan. Natalie coming home from school.
It does look funny whenever the quarterback's struggling to hear. They look like they're going insane.
Oh, yeah, because they can't hear. The cat, Natalie, who's banging the feeder, could you swat her for me, please?
Hey.
Audience can hear that. Thank you so much, Natalie. Recently had a birthday. Handoff to Tajay Spears.
Nowhere.
I don't like that play call one bit, Miles. Now what do they do?
I don't like that one as bad as I did the one earlier where they did the draw play on 3rd down.
So I guess they had numbers there, right? They did have, but I would have liked that guard to break off that block, Dillard. I would have liked him to break off that block and go and take out that linebacker.
I think he meant Walker.
So Spears had an opportunity to have a 1-on-1. Instead, there was a 2-on-1 situation, and that's not good if you're running back in the NFL. So now it's a big 4th down here. Not the end of the game if they don't get it. They do have 3 timeouts still, but certainly makes your chance a lot less. He drops back, throws it deep. Who's it to? It's to Traylon Burks, and he's out of bounds. He drops it anyway, and he might be hurt on the play. He might have come down on his head. He might have come down on his head. Oh, boy.
Not good. Not good.
Yeah, I believe he's – let's see the play. Traylon Burks.
Burks been having a really solid game.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Great coverage. And let's see his head off the turf. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Bounces left.
I feel like he's been over shooting his expectations for sure.
I don't know. Look up the stats for me, Miles, but I don't think
I will. Maybe I've been only paying attention when he's succeeding.
I think he's got like 3 receptions on the game.
Again, I'm just saying like from a over what he's expected to do.
I think it's less than what he's expected to do. Yeah, they're gonna get him on a spine board here. This is gonna take a while. So take your time. Sure, that'd be great. Natalie.
He is projected at a 7.68 and currently only at a 5.8, but it's fairly on track. He's just slightly under his bar for projected.
No, I bet pregame he was projected to be.
No, pregame his projection was 7.68.
No, that's not. No.
Yes.
No.
That's what that literally says right there.
No. Okay, you're right. I don't know if you're right.
That's fucking correct, you dick. Foch Fiesta has him on his team. Let's see. Let's go have a look.
He does a really good job of paying attention to his team. Natalie, would you mind bringing me another Diet Coke, please?
Actually, may I also have one?
Coke's all around. What a beautiful Thursday night. I'm so glad you came, Miles Francis.
I'm glad I got off early and was able to come watch football with you.
It's way more fun than listening to Al Michaels by myself. Petting my dog.
Let's see. Does Foch does have Burks on the bench? He is currently scoring 5.8 out of his projected 7.6, so he is under projecting right now. So I guess I'm incorrect in terms of how he's playing, but I just feel like he's been getting the ball more. He's getting more looks in general than I feel like I expected him to tonight.
How many targets does he have?
He is at 2 for 3. I have no idea why I feel this way.
3 targets.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
3. I'm just really bad at math.
Literally every time you look up from your phone.
He has less than pi.
You have looked up from your phone like 7 times this game so far.
Yeah.
And 3 of those times it was a target to Traylon.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Warren sitting with 19 points on Foch's bench out of his projected 1902. I'm sorry, his projected. Let's see. He's been the standout star, honestly.
Who's that?
Jalen Warren.
He really has.
He's 19 points out of his projected 14 points.
Yeah, he's had, I believe, almost 100 yards from scrimmage. It's been surprising. That stat stuck up on me pretty quickly. They did flash that. So they are going to load up Burks onto the stretcher out of an abundance of caution. He was very likely knocked unconscious. You'll see the left side of his head bounce off the turf right there. And after that happened, he dropped the football. His arms kind of tighten up like this, which is a pretty classic sign of brain trauma. So the medical staff is doing what they're trying to do right now, and they are loading him up on the stretcher. I'm sure he's, you're never sure of anything, but it's very likely he's conscious right now, communicating with the staff. He's going to be okay.
Concussion protocol for sure.
Yep, didn't look to be a neck injury to me, but they're going to, out of an abundance of caution, as they should with any head or neck injury, put him on a spine board, immobilize his neck, get him to a hospital so they can do more tests to make sure nothing else bad happened. But yeah, never fun to see, somebody get taken out on a stretcher.
No, and neck and spine injuries do have a very scary look to them just because of what you said, the nature of them. I used to work as a lifeguard. It was the same thing. If there's ever a sign of any neck injury, it was like such an ordeal that it made honestly more of an ordeal of it, or like more of a scene than you would hope it would.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for like the one time that saves somebody from being paralyzed, it's worth it to be like, all right, we're going to make a big thing about this and just make sure
A big hullabaloo.
A big hullabaloo to make sure that everybody's perfectly safe, which again, I kind of feel is ridiculous in the NFL. Let's just be real. This is the Coliseum, baby. This is our Roman Empire.
If this was the UFC, they would have his team pick him up and drag him out of the arena.
Yeah.
If he got knocked out like that in MMA. But there's just different standards to head injuries in different sports. So here we are. What's up, Natalie? You can talk to us if you want to. She's just walking around.
Honestly, the judgmental facial expressions hurt more than anything.
Yeah. I was inappropriately upset that the time hasn't changed.
Well, there was an injury, Natalie.
Yes. Then I realized that, which is why I kept calling it.
She's ready for this to be over, so if you get your bitch ass off the field.
We can get that dead body off the field as quickly as possible. That'd be great. We got some fucking manicotti to eat.
Yeah, that's actually why I'm pacing. I'm waiting for that to be heated up.
It did just heat up.
That was just the oven, not the manicotti.
Well, the oven preheated. And they are taking him out in the cart.
People were yelling for the cart to get to him as fast as they could. What we've seen is his standard protocol.
Standard protocol. We're hearing the sideline report. Spine board.
The crowd is cheering for him now. We just saw him move his toes.
Yep.
The first time after he was loaded.
Yeah, so he moved his feet while he's on the spine board. The crowd got a little pop for him there. So movement of extremities, obviously a good sign. Like I said, probably just knocked unconscious, got hit, bounced his head off the turf. And hopefully he'll be okay in the long run. So thumb up in the air.
Waving it like he just don't care.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then guess what? We are going to go to a 2-minute warning, and then we're going to go to another commercial break. Are you excited for it?
Dude, I want to see another 13 versions of Taylor Swift ad so bad. We're not watching the Chiefs play. There's just not enough Swift happening. I want a Discover card with her name on it.
Did you see someone went as Taylor Swift putting Travis Kelce on the map?
No, for Halloween.
He was Taylor Swift and she was a big map, and she goes, "Oh wait," and she gave a picture of Travis Kelce's head, and she was like, "No, put it on me."
That's hilarious.
If you're hearing something in the background, that's my dog's tail violently hitting the catch that we're
telling us to pick up the pace.
No, I would like you actually in the shot because it would be less confusing.
If you could just make your dog sad, that would be so helpful.
I don't love you.
Oh, now you made me sad.
There it is.
Not even that.
This channel is known for good audio. Nobody's ever distracted. That's what we're known for, so it's really disappointing. Great lighting.
I want to talk to you about school.
Yeah, that is a little bit off topic.
Yeah, I know.
How was it in general? You can say how it was in general.
What was the over-under of your class?
We had a guest speaker.
What did they guest speak about? Natalie's in school at Amberton University to be a counselor for human mental needs.
Off-topic things that I'm not going to share on.
Okay. Was he ex-professional wrestler?
No.
Okay. Oh,
Sorry.
I'm all out of guesses then.
Bless you.
So we didn't even go to a commercial break there. We just
they realized that they had a lot of time.
they're like, let's expedite this process a little bit. Najee Harris again in the backfield. Second and 13. It's a sweep to Austin, and he gets his head taken off by the defender. And it'll be 3rd and long here.
So they got the whole ass ambulance going on.
Full movement in all of his extremities. We're hearing from the sideline report. So they evaluated that he needs to go to the hospital. If he was evaluated for a concussion and he did have a concussion, they would be sending him to the hospital. That is pretty standard protocol across the board. So not necessarily bad news that we're hearing right there. Just,
Almost expected news.
Yep, expected. No indications seem to be that this is life-threatening or life-altering injury, fortunately. Handoff up the middle to Jalen Warren. He looks faster. He's just seems to be a better running back. But anyways, fourth down. And they're going to have to punt it away. Tennessee Titans have one timeout left, so this is going to be their last drive here.
And they have to get in the end.
They have to get a touchdown in this drive. They have
to get there.
Yeah. And it just feels like on first down and second down, you should just throw it up to DeAndre Hopkins.
You got to give him a chance. Even two covers, 3 covers, you got to give him a chance.
Steelers, I mean, they do find a way. Natalie, would you like to join us here? Not on the couch? You don't want to join me on the casting couch? She laughed. She thought that was a hilarious joke for me to make. She made a really funny face when I said that.
Like that.
Well, they couldn't see it when you made that face. So we do call this casting couch on the podcast, though. Sorry about it.
It's my couch.
It is Natalie's couch. She did buy it. I had nothing to do with it. It is a great couch.
You don't pick it out.
I did help. I helped picking it out, but as far as paying for it goes.
Does your audience know that you're a CPR commercial?
We might have talked about it I don't know if we talked about it in backstage or during the commercial, but yeah, we talked about it at some point. So I don't know. Maybe the answer. Tashi Spears to the right in shotgun, starting from the 15. And that's, oof. Tried to throw an interception. Did throw it up to Hopkins. The ball falls incomplete. Yikes. Tried to throw his first interception of the game. Will Levis. And he really should have. I would love to see the numbers at the end of the game, how many interception-worthy throws that he threw. Not a lot of ball hawks on this Pittsburgh Steelers defensive secondary. Drops back, throws it to Kyle Phillips
again.
And hey, now so with that injury to Burks, that opens a massive door to Kyle Phillips to get out on the field. He's going to be out in the field now and see if he can produce. Oh, pressure up the middle. He's going to get sacked. He's going to go down. And that'll be 2nd and long. They're going to have to go no huddle here. Oh, boy. And they called their last timeout.
That feels early.
Well, it was going to take them a while to get that ball reset because they had Hopkins all the way down the field. He had to get all the way back. He was like 40 yards down the field already. Yeah, looking on the left-hand side of the screen.
Yep.
So sack, he's literally 40 yards down the field. He's got to get all the way back. They got to get the ball set. It's going to take a while. So they just take a timeout there. Oh boy. Alex Highsmith is having a monster game.
He really is.
Most win probability added on sacks for the 2023 season. What a made-up fucking stat.
Such a wild stat, dude.
You telling me he's better than Myles Garrett? Stupid stat. Get it out of my fucking face. Hilarious to even say it out loud. Will Levis rolls out to the right, finds a man, and he slides on the turf.
Good amount of yards.
Gets some extra yards after the catch.
Crybaby.
So what do you think that means? Weeping, Jim Harbaugh. They're going to do a sign route? I don't know. It's not a real thing. Throws it up over the middle.
That was ugly.
Completes me.
That felt bad.
That felt, yeah. And that's a rookie playing on the road. Toss it to Kyle Phillips. They probably haven't worked too much together. Just off rhythm there. And this is going to be the game.
This is the play right here, dude. It all comes down to this one. Can they get 7 yards to keep this drive alive?
They've been doing a good job of keeping Watt at bay, but to the detriment of the rest of the defensive pass rush for the Steelers. And the Steelers are going to take a timeout here. Interesting.
They still have 1 to go.
Yeah, I mean, Steelers timeouts at this point don't really mean much. Don't really help them
Breather.
at all. Yeah, maybe get their pass rushers a little bit of wind.
Calm their heads.
Since your defense is a little bit tired, he called that timeout there. So,
Honestly, let the psychological pressure build up in your rookie quarterback that you're facing.
if I'm Vrabel, I like having the opportunity to have a quick chat with your rookie quarterback before this big 4th and 7. But I'm not as good a coach as either of these guys, so I'm not going to talk shit. So they identify the blitzer this time. Let's see if the line picks him up. They do. Gives him time. And he's got an open man. Ooh, and it falls incomplete.
That's the game.
And that's
it's a flag.
And
What
that's
is
going
the
to be a
flag?
first down. That's going to be on the defense against Hopkins. Looked like he got tripped. Tomlin's going to say it was tipped at the line. But I think the referees are going to say that was illegal contact before the pass was thrown. Holding on the defense. Yeah, so illegal holding on the defense before the pass was thrown. So it doesn't matter that it was tipped at the line, which apparently it was. Automatic first down.
New game.
Let's see. Let's watch the hold. Seemed like he was held. Maybe by his hair on the back side of his jersey. We couldn't see from that angle at all.
Hey, remember earlier when he was like, "Yeah, that guy's good." This is where it pays off. Look at that, dude. He's going to De Niro.
Working De Niro, working the referees. So now we got a fresh set of downs. 49 seconds on the clock. Not a lot of time to work with 0 timeouts, but enough to move the ball down the field. And he does toss it up to Moore, and it's out of bounds. That didn't inspire a lot of confidence.
Very low odds he's going to get 2 interceptions at this game.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that.
I don't feel like that one's going to slap for you.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But to be fair to me, he did throw a few throws today that should have been picked off. But to be fair to the sports books, this Pittsburgh Steelers defensive secondary not known for intercepting balls. TJ Watt causing all the turnovers for this team. The rest of the defensive line. And he's got an open man. And that is going to be more for a big gain on the play. And they're going to spike it. So that's going to put them within Hail Mary range with 26 seconds left on the clock. So they have time to push the ball down the middle of the field and get another first down and clock it one more time to make a more manageable
for sure
end zone shot towards the end of this game. Either way, we're going to have an exciting finish here, Miles.
Yeah, we talked about that boxing match, and this is definitely the 12th round right now.
Yeah, they're tired. Their hands are down. Their hands are low.
They're throwing punches.
And they're just throwing haymakers at this point. Tajee Spears seems to be in a lot in pass blocking situations. Doesn't really pay off when he tries to receive the ball. But he seems to be a good blocker. And he's got a man open, a Quanquo.
That's a first down and an out of bounds.
Chiggy, can't you see that you got another first down? You're stopping the clock.
Another 10 yards down the field. You're really feeling momentum right here.
Yeah, now it's you can start taking end zone shots right now, or you could throw it over the middle one more time, clock it one more time if you wanted to. But they are where are they? They're on the 21-yard line. 24-yard line. So yeah, you could throw a ball over the middle of Phillips here and get deep into the red zone, or you could just take a shot to Hopkins, see what they decide to do. They throw it over the middle and it's almost picked off again. See what I mean? That should have been the 4th interception of the game. And I mean, I was aware when I made the bet that the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive secondary does not have hands. Yes, I fully understood that.
They're still professional NFL defensive players.
Yeah, professional players with super sticky gloves.
Should have been arguably caught.
Do you know how sticky those gloves are?
Pretty sticky.
They're pretty fucking sticky.
Yeah, dude.
They're stickier than my wastebasket upstairs in the guest
bathroom. I was going to say, they feel like they belong to a teenage boy.
That was just a joke for Natalie. drops back, throws outside the numbers, and that's going to be caught by Chiggy again. And they're going to be inside the gold zone. I mean, third down doesn't even matter at this point. You're just taking two
shots
end
in 11
zone
seconds.
shots. You can no longer throw it over the middle. If you throw it over the middle, it has to be in the end zone. 11 seconds not going to be enough enough time to spike it. Likely. So if you throw over the middle, it better be within the 5-yard line. Let's see what they do. Hopkins at the top of the screen. He's going to be double covered over top. Looks like they're running a cover 3 deep safeties on the play. Man up underneath. Drops back, throws it over the middle, and it is intercepted. Alexander on the interception. Great effort. I mean, put the ball almost where it needed to be, put it high.
You can't really blame him on that interception.
No, you had to go to the end zone, and the Steelers had the perfect play call there for you. And,
no flags. That's going to be the ball game.
That's ball game. And, yeah, that's why I was kind of hoping that the Steelers defense would have caught a couple balls earlier.
I still stand by the fact that this quarterback did a great job tonight. I feel like he proved that he has the potential.
He could be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I think that's what we're seeing tonight.
He's definitely top 32 right now.
Yep. Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair. Now, when Tannehill gets healthy after this game, does that bring into the conversation that Tannehill's just going to come back? I don't know.
Man, that's a weird thing to think about. I think maybe that could defend a lot of. Do we know the timeline on Tannehill?
High ankle. High ankles are usually either 1 week or 3 weeks, so he'll be back next week or two.
I think that would potentially be really beneficial for this quarterback to get one more shot next week if he doesn't come back. And obviously, I think that'd be the divisive game. But I think he's shown himself to be as good or better than Tannehill in the 2 games that he's played.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's just his willingness to push the ball down the field and give Hopkins a couple opportunities. Didn't pan out for him today. Hitting Hopkins
got real
deep.
Fucking close though.
Yeah, sure did. A couple of those. If one of those is caught, I mean, it's a different game. Matt Canada gets a win from the sideline today. Mike Tomlin gets a win with just a dreadful quarterback performance out of his starter on his side of the field. But hey, that's NFL. That's Mike Tomlin, and that's Kenny Pickett for you, and that's the Steelers team. No Fire Canada chants coming from the sidelines from this Pittsburgh Steelers home crowd, so that's interesting. At least we can hear from the TV production. My name is Jamie Jakes. Please subscribe to the channel. This has been What Are We Talking About with Jamie Jakes. I am him. You can follow me at JAMJKS on Twitter. You can follow me at DRJamieJakes on Instagram. This has been my color commentator today. Just 2 boys in the booth today. Color commentator and play-by-play. You can follow him at Mr. Most Days Off on all platforms. What do you got to tell him, Miles Francis?
You nailed it, dude. Just follow me on those places. That's where I post about my comedy and all this stuff that I do.
Hell yeah. Please subscribe to the channel. We will be live for another live watch party this Monday night for Monday Night Football. The Chargers are playing the Jets. I probably will be a Jets fan in the second half. So I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. And good night.